expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Distracted driving is dangerous, Arizona. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to take a call, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to check an email, you're putting lives at risk. And now, when you pick up your phone while driving, it's also against the law in Arizona. Don't get a ticket. Don't pick up your phone. Sponsored by Arizona Chapter, National Safety Council, and Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
If you're worried about your investments, you're not alone. These are challenging times, but it's not time to panic. It's time to act.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, founder and president of Compact Asset Management. With over 40 years of experience in the financial markets, I've seen what panic, indecision, and bad advice can do to investments. When markets are up, and especially when they're down, it is important to be decisive yet balanced. That's our approach at Compact Asset Management. Call my office today at pound 250 and say talk to Mo. We will discuss a proactive, balanced approach to your portfolio that can help safeguard your investments and keep you on track with your financial goals. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say talk to Mo, and let's create a strategy for your investments today. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and it's his birthday, everybody. That's right, 32 times he's been around the sun, and, well, he's starting off the next 33rd here with us today. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Keon.
Thank you.
And we are broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and you are texting in live to 888-368-1580. That is the Fanatic text line. And yesterday I was called up to big time, and when I realized that they wouldn't let me bring Keon and Randy along, I demanded that I be sent back down, and so here I am. I ain't going without you guys.
Oh, thanks, Jeffco.
Definitely appreciate that.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
man.
hell with the fourth dimension. I'd leave them in a heartbeat. But you guys,
No,
I
come
would
on
never
now.
leave
Come
behind.
on now.
Good Lord. Starting with Boogie, who he heckled at me and my Colts online for the longest damn time. And now I can breathe. Now I'm going to come after him and his hapless Detroit Lions. But we'll get to that a little bit later on. One of the things that was really surprising, there's been a few things since I was out that was very surprising. One of them was, Randy, did you see where me and Ralph were like first, second, and third place in the bracket challenge over the weekend?
Yeah, it was odd and strange to see a number one next to my name. I'm not used to that. Normally, it's a number 100 or a number 1,000.
Exactly, me too.
It's never a number one, and I asked Miss Kim about it, and she couldn't believe it either. So I don't know what's going on here.
I feared the end times, and then suddenly the universe righted itself, and well, at least knocked two of us out of the top. You're at number 3 right now. You're still killing it, man.
Well, the round of Sweet 16 is about to take place. I anticipate dropping like a bag of rocks in the ocean here pretty quick. So
I have no idea what's going to happen. I went with my dumbest school wins philosophy.
Yeah.
And surprised I'm even still within the top, what was it, 10, 12? I don't know. I see the Berg there. I see Ralph is still up there. I see Mars Bars. I see a bunch of guys. Here's the thing. When people use their real names, it is hard for me to remember who the hell they are on the text line.
Yeah, I think the fourth dimension, whenever we do something like this, everybody needs to use their tag, their texter tag. Or whatever you call their hashtag. What do you call that, Keon? When they have a different name on the text line as they do in real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, alias.
Alias.
There it is.
There we go. I thought there was some
or their avatar.
Hip. Ooh, that's another. Yeah. No, avatar is more of like a picture, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, Keon. What is the appropriate term?
Yeah.
I don't know either. I mean, I would just say your whatever your handle is.
I think he's 32. He's no longer hip and cool and young.
Your handle.
Now he's like us.
There it was. Your handle.
No, because now we're gonna get a text from Moist One telling us what he's handling. Not handle. Let's go with alias.
Okay.
I think. How's it feel to be this damn old, Keon?
Yeah, about as bad as I thought.
Yeah. Aching, gray hairs, anything?
Well, no gray hairs, but aching. Definitely knee aches.
Aching.
Yeah. I hurt my knee in high school, and it just feels worse every year that I'm alive.
Wait till you're Jeffrey's age. He's really old.
Yeah. Wait till you're Randy's age. He's dead.
Hey,
oh my God.
Wait a minute.
Let's get to the text line, 888-368-1580. Fed fan says, I'm ranked 53. Listen, considering that ain't damn bad. She says, happy birthday, Keon. I hope you have a great day. Raven Kid says, dumbest school wins. So how's U of A not winning at all? Or Michigan, for that matter? Well, I do have U of A in the final game. But I can't pick them because I hate them. So I have to pick Gonzaga, who's my pick to win the whole thing. So listen, it was a guideline. It wasn't a promise. So, to get where I was, if it was so glaringly obvious that the overwhelming favorite was going to win a game, I chased chalk in the first round. After that, I stayed very true to my dumbest school wins. But then in that championship game, I think the U of A should have won in that, but I can't pick them. So if they do win, that means my theory was correct.
I have a question then.
Yes, sir.
If you're picking,
Randy White.
Yeah. If you're picking dumbest schools, did you have the Peacocks defeating the Kentucky Wildcats?
St. Peter's Peacocks from Jersey City. Jersey actually has a higher education level than Arizona, if you can believe that. So
I can't, but I'll take your word for it.
So there you go. No, it's the truth. Actually, Jersey's top 10 for education. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. But there's no way you would have had St. Peter's beating Kentucky. I had Kentucky on that, and also Jersey smarter than Kentucky. So
all right.
that was an upset for me.
Yeah.
And everyone else.
Yeah.
Whose bracket is completely destroyed.
True. That's that one right there sunk about I think there was one person in the country that had them.
Oh,
and must have been a
guy.
St. Peter's alumni.
No, listen, there is one guy who could make a few bucks off of it too. There's if the Peacocks continue, someone plays two bets on St. Peter's to win it all, one for 25, one for 50. And if that happens, payout is more than $37,000. It is not going to happen. Right, Keon? There's no way that St. Peter's can continue it this way.
No, there is no way.
They don't play against until Friday. They're playing Purdue.
Yeah, and they're going to get stomped through by Purdue. I mean, it's incredible, though, that game with Kentucky, because it looked like Kentucky was just like, yeah, we're going to flip the switch at any moment and crush these guys. And they just never did.
Didn't you think Murray State could have taken care of business too? What happened?
I don't know what happened with Murray State.
So how can we know for sure that the Peacocks might not win the whole thing?
Well, we can't know for sure, but I feel very confident that they're not going to.
You know who else felt confident? Murray State and Kentucky.
Yeah. And this was a damn good. I mean, I had Kentucky going all the way, so that tells you that I just got ruined right there.
Well, I had Kentucky in the Final Four. Yeah,
yeah. I as well, because they're dumb as bleep. It's not even about how good they are at basketball. This one guy, he could make a lot of money, but he probably won't. King of Kenton says, texture nickname, CB handle, witness protection identity. Okay, that was a whole lot there, King of Kittens, and nobody knows what you're talking about. But he does say, hey, Randy. Hey, Jeffrey. Sup, Keon. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And Randy, how about a double shot for Mr. King of Kittens? Because he just paid $300 for a garage door repair.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's going to need to drink right
Sorry,
there.
buddy.
Mr. Pringle says, happy birthday, Keon. Randy, buy a round on me for the birthday boy.
Thank you. Thank you.
What would you drink to celebrate your birthday?
I don't know.
Your mom's on the plane, so she can't hear you talking about drinking alcohol.
Yeah, no, I'm still just new to trying to drink things. So
7-Up. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Big George says, happy 43rd birthday, Keon. You look great for your age. Here's the 43 more years of health and prosperity.
Wow.
Well, thank you for adding, 11 more years to me, but thanks. Appreciate it.
Oaktown Destroyer says, happy birthday, Keon, and says, good afternoon. Hey, Jeffrey, congratulations on picking up Matt Ryan. The AFC is loaded. Let the games begin. Yeah, I got to tell you, the whole thing about Matt Ryan and everybody, of course, heckling me on Twitter, like I said, but I'm okay with it. You've heard me here on the show say I'd be okay if we picked up Matt Ryan. We're the only team that can afford to pay his contract. We're the only team that would make sense for him to want to go to. And I was right. He said as much when they talked to him. He's like, there's only one team I could see doing this, and that's because the Colts are stacked. And someone like him can come in and do a lot of good. Now, the reality check, we are not going to win the Super Bowl. Have you seen the AFC lately? We are going to have a good season. We have a chance, but we are not going to win the whole damn thing. We will get into the playoffs, but we are not going to beat the three juggernauts in the other part of the AFC.
Well, Keon was talking, and I were talking about this yesterday. The AFC West, in your opinion, has that turned into the best division in football? I mean, you got Russell Wilson. Well, you got Russell Wilson in Denver. You got Devontae Adams going to the Raiders. You've got the San Diego Superchargers. You've got the Chiefs. I mean, to me, that's a juggernaut of a division to have to go through.
Well, I'll tell you, with a competent quarterback, I don't mind the Colts' chances of beating any of those teams. They're not invincible. They are scary. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight in the parking lot every single time you play one of those teams, but it's not impossible. The Colts will hold their own. Now, like I said, again, they will not win the Super Bowl. They'll not get to the Super Bowl through this crew of crazy, but we're going to have a good year. And I felt like if there was anything going to happen with the landscape the way it was, Matt Ryan was our best shot, at least of having a dignified season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for everything. I'm just asking for at least a good season.
Your opinion. I'm interested in this. Did the Colts make the playoffs this year?
Yes. Yeah, if they'd had Matt Ryan last year, they'd have made the playoffs.
Very quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always appreciated Matt Ryan as a player, and most of what he has, not all, but most of what he has suffered at the hands of the absolute incompetency of the Falcons to be able to put the right team around him to help him do what he needs to do. If you go in there and try to be a quarterback for the Colts, as you saw with Carson Wentz, all you have to do is not blow it and then occasionally win it. Well, you've seen Matt Ryan win the hell out of some games with lesser players around him and
no offensive line.
Yeah, and he's made mistakes. I'm not saying he's perfect, and I know he's older, but this is an upgrade over Carson Wentz for sure. But like I said, temper my expectations. I know what it is and I know what it isn't. But I'm just saying it's going to be a good season for my Colts.
All right. I agree with that. AFC South was terrible. So Matt Ryan's going to come in right away and give the Colts maybe the edge they're looking for over the Titans. And you win the division, you're in the postseason.
There needs to be a clause in Matt Ryan's contract. If you can't beat the Jaguars, you give all the money back. Every single penny. Would you be brave enough to sign that? Okay,
well, I don't know if I'd be brave enough to sign that because the Jaguars were really good against bad teams, or sorry, really, really good against good teams for no reason. They were just tough on the Bills out of the blue. I wouldn't sign that. I don't know if I'd sign that.
Okay, as long as it's not your fault, you can keep the money. But if you do like what Carson Wentz did, you give the money back. 888-368-1580. Chief Scholes says, happy birthday, Keon. Afternoon, guys.
Thank
Jeffrey working at Circle K is not the big time. Well, compared to what I make here, yeah. The Indiana Colts have a quarterback who's good for a month. Which month? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, with the Falcons. Now he's with the Colts.
Yeah, we kind of went through this a little bit yesterday. There were a lot of criticisms of Matt Ryan and how well he's played, or not well he's played lately. And I'm like, look at that team, look at that roster, and tell me that anyone's going to win more than 7 games in a year if they're lucky with that roster, with that offensive line, no running game. Calvin Ridley's out. Come on.
It's
bad defense.
Raven Kids, happy birthday, Keon. May all your birthday wishes come true, and Carson Wentz to not suck anymore now that he's not on Jeffrey's team. The hell, man.
Though I would like for him to not suck anymore. That would be incredibly helpful to my mental health.
Blissful Hayes says, happy birthday, Keon. The Blender show yesterday was the best one in 3 years.
Oh my God.
Nice to see you.
That means that he loves you and he's welcoming you back.
No, he hates you. Boogie says, I didn't know Matt Ryan was 36. I thought he was like 40. It's because he has no lips. Makes him look older than he is.
Is that what it is?
He has no lips. Yeah. Right. Boogie says, this is probably the worst bracket I've ever filled out in my entire life. I do, however, have 3 of my Final Four teams still in it. This is probably one of the best brackets I've run. I've had brackets that like right at first are looking amazing and then right in the second round go bye-bye. So I don't even care if I win the whole thing. This is the best. This may be my every year theory on trying to win a bracket contest. Mr. Pringle says, so Jeffrey, when in Indianapolis become the retirement destination for NFL quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to look for top tier talent to come available. The older guys are really, for the most part, the guys that are going to be available.
Well, there's a reason for everything, Mr. Pringle, but I'll just play and say, have you been to Indiana? Anybody that goes to Indiana wants to retire and get the hell out of there. It's not the best of places. You can ask Izzy. He used to live there, and it ain't good. It ain't good. 888-368-1580. So somebody asked me, sent me a DM saying, are you getting a vasectomy, man? No.
What?
No, every year, March Madness is supposed to be the best time to get a vasectomy, they say. Everybody says there's a lot of basketball to watch, so it's a perfect chance. You take some time off work, you put the ice pack on your junk, and you watch the games. It is a good bit of timing. There's a huge surge in vasectomies. Or is there? Somebody was saying, is that a myth? Well, the Kansas City Star just talked to a doctor who claims it's not a real thing. He says it started when a urologist in Cape Cod came up with the idea as a marketing gimmick about 10 years ago. But even if that's true, all the media coverage since then might have turned the fake trend into a real one. And there's been a lot of stories this month about urologists who say that actually their business is up 20 to 30%, and they got more surgeries scheduled. And last year, the ESPN claimed it's like 50%. So I don't trust the ESPN, so we'll stick with 20 or 30. But that's still quite a lot of guys getting the job there, you know?
Well, I mean, it makes sense, especially if you're a NCAA basketball fan. And, why not kill 2 birds with one stone, so to speak? Mm-hmm. Do the dirty and lay around and watch the games. Bravo. Brilliant idea.
Although they did do a study in 2018, said the most popular time to give a vasectomy is actually near the end of the year. And I think that's because holidays, you have more time off.
Right.
And also you're more likely to have already hit your insurance deductible by then. So the Google search stats actually back that up. But the same study found there's more vasectomies in March than in an average month now. So, listen, if you're going to get nipped, this is a good time to do it. But that is not what happened to me. That's not what happened to me.
No, you went up to the big club.
My best birth control right now is just me at 52. That's that. I don't need to worry. I'm fine. The Jet says, "Hey, Randy. Hey, Keon. Can you please introduce this new guy? Boy, he talks a lot." I'm not talking.
You guys give Jeffrey a hard time, but I'll have you know, last week when we were supposedly off, hardy har, Jeffrey was working. I saw him on the emails early in the morning until late in the evening. So take it easy with all your venomous jabs and barbs.
So what you do is you hire an intern and you have them log into your account and look busy. That's why you do it.
No, it was you. I could tell by the emails.
Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk about a few other things that is not the Deshaun Watson trade, that is not the Colts picking up Matt Ryan, that is not a lot of what's happening in the NFL, even though a lot's happened in the NFL. We will get to that. But other fish to fry too. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Arizona Coyotes hockey tonight. They match up against the Seattle Kraken. We don't get to say this very often. It is a pick'em tonight. The Coyotes at home against Seattle. Each team paying out at -110 on the money line. The over-under has been set at 6 goals. Arizona basketball continuing to get ready for their Sweet 16 matchup coming up on Thursday evening. They will play in San Antonio against a 5-seed Houston. Arizona continues to sit as a 1.5-point favorite. Over-under at 145.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
The dictionary describes madness as
frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We define it like this.
There's the pass to Laker.
Takes it through for the win.
The madness is coming. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we've got your Sweet 16 action starting on Thursday, 4 p.m. Yes, we will do an hour of the Daily Blender for you on Thursday and Friday, but Thursday, here's what you got. All the games. How can you do that, you say? Because Arkansas versus Gonzaga is at 4, and then Michigan versus Villanova is at 4:30, and then Texas Tech is taking on Duke at 6:40. And Houston is taking on Screw Arizona at 7 p.m. So how do we do this? Well, here's how they do it. They're going to be at tip-off for each one of the games. Westwood One's just going to go to whatever game is the best. It's like the red zone, but for the Sweet 16. So that's how you're going to be able to hear what's going on all the games by listening to 1580 The Fanatic.
I did notice that when I was listening on Thursday. They just kind of jumped around, or if they were already through all the commercial timeouts, they would just jump to the next game that was not on timeout. It was very fun.
So what happens is Kevin Harlan goes, boring, and they switch it. He's not even part of the play-by-play. He's just there to yell boring, and then they switch it.
I see. Yeah.
So that's what you got tomorrow. Then, of course, on Friday, you got the St. Peter's Peacocks taking on Purdue. That is the first game. After that, Providence versus Kansas. Then North Carolina at UCLA, and Iowa State is taking on Miami. So that is what is happening with that. And no, King of Kittens, those guys will not be on the Fanatic broadcast. It'll be the Westwood One guys. That's not the way it works. And he says, by the way, Randy, it's kill two stones with one bird, if you will.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was trying to stay away from painful examples there.
Yeah, the PETA is going to come after you if you're not careful. I mean, I guess if you throw a bird at a stone, it's the
I do
same
like a little chicken and some veggies in a PETA.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes.
Yeah.
King Kittens also says, Jeffrey, how come every time there's big Colts news, you're off the next day? Well, quite by accident, but I'll tell you what, this is not the worst thing that could have happened getting the Matt Ryan over there. Like I said, over the last few years, I've said it, that'd be a good place to go. Whatever. The Berg says, yeah, afternoon, guys. Screw you, Arizona. I should say screw Arizona. Senior Wake and Bake says, Jeffrey, old man Ryan's your quarterback. Your team played for at Lambeau. You gotta use Bronco. Happy day, Keon. What is he talking about?
I don't know, but it sounds a bit like Peter Griffin.
Mm-hmm. That's just the way. Screaming Eagle says, hello, Fanatic. Beautiful day. Happy for you, Jeffrey, with the Matt Ryan. Again, I am, curbing my enthusiasm, if you will. Chief Skull says, if the NCAA tournament's a good time to get a snip, why is Sister Jean and Loyola always in it? Repent, you sinners. Is it against Catholicism to get the snip? I didn't know that.
Oh, I don't know about that, but they weren't in it very long. So
I'll tell you what, that's dangerous. Can I tell you what's dangerous? Let's just say you had the surgery, and I don't think you're supposed to get excited. Then here comes Sister Jean on the TV. How are you not supposed to get a good half a chub right then? Yeah, that could hurt something. Could something get torn? Just me? All right.
It might just be you.
Swazman says, Matt Ryan can help a lot of teams. Indy's a good fit. If Matt Stafford could win, so can guys like Ryan. Garoppolo. It's just got to be the right situation. Coach, player, team, morale. Okay. Big George says, Jeffrey, even though you were off yesterday, felt like you were still on the show with all the Kasai Japanese Steakhouse commercials. Coincidentally, I took the wife and kids to the Kasai Steakhouse on Saturday night. And it wasn't just dinner. It was dinnertainment.
It was dinnertainment.
Let's see. Fed Fan says, I just found out how much I owe in taxes this year. I'm just going to be over here in the corner of the room crying.
Yeah.
So a lot of us are going to be crying. God, why did you do that, Fed Fan? You just brought the whole room down.
Yeah. Try not to think about it.
Big George says, Matt Ryan is the best quarterback to come out of Boston College since Doug Flutie. Great pickup for the Colts. They're winning the AFC South next season. It's a lock. Well, like that's hard. Hamilton Porter says, have you guys seen the Stafford AT&T commercial? As a Lions fan, that is comedy gold. Yeah, it was a nice nod by Matt Ryan. I don't know if most of the country got the joke. Then all of a sudden there's just this dopey looking guy winking at you. Yeah, it was all right. You guys seen the commercial they're talking about?
Yeah, the one where he gets his new phone by trading in his old phone. But he talks a lot about, even though the old phone served him well and he's very loyal to it, you just got to move on to the new phone.
Even though you'll never forget the old one.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, as long as Ryan doesn't get a 25-point lead, you guys are going to be fine. Shut up.
You know what? Kyle Shanahan's not your offensive coordinator. I think you'll be all right.
The Jet says, I got the snip during March Madness about 16 years ago. It was awesome because I got to watch the games. Also, I made the mistake going to Larry the Cable Guy the following Sunday, about 2 days later, and I had ground for tickets. That hurt like hell come Monday.
I bet.
Why would that hurt? To go see Larry the Cable Guy? I don't understand.
Probably because of all the laughing.
No, it's Larry the Cable Guy, so it's not going to be anything. Dick Whiskers says, my wife wants to make a bet with me. Ooh, we're listening. If the Suns win the championship, she has to get her tubes tied. If they don't, I have to get a vasectomy. Should I take the bet? If the Suns win the championship, hey, listen, take the bet. Take the bet. It's not going to jinx anything. It's a good bet. But can we just talk about this, guys? It is way easier for us to get snipped than for the lady to get her tubes tied. You know what I'm saying? Man card accreditation for the men who take care of that business. The women have to go through so much. They have to every month, and then when they get a certain age, and then all the giving the baby birth, So the one thing you can do for her and the snippety, you should do that. You absolutely should do that. I mean, she has to put up with you, so nobody is comfortable with this.
That's fair. No, it's just you just made a lot of really good points.
Randy and Keon are sitting back like,
what am I supposed to add?
Don't talk to me next.
I have nothing to add. I have 6 children. Obviously, I did not get the snip. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. If anybody should do it, it should be you, Dick Whiskers. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, sometimes texter nicknames fit perfectly, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Hamilton says, I never heard. Did Phil get that Suns tattoo? Yes, he did. And now he's no longer here. So quit making Keon feel like, you want to talk about our ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Keon's got feelings too. And it's his birthday, man. It's his birthday. Sorry, exactly. Keon.
No,
sorry.
No, I get it.
All right. So I said we were going to talk about other things before we dive into the NFL. So let's talk about the fact that Al Michaels, he's a man without a network for the first time in forever. And that's just so weird. Now, we've talked about how he's getting up there in years and maybe he's a little more sleepy on the delivery, but he's still stellar. He's still a great play-by-play guy. And so old Joe Buck ran over to Espen to be with his life partner, Troy Aikman. Then, of course, Al Michaels was like, hey, Fox. And Fox was like, yeah, no. They decided they didn't want Al Michaels because they were like, well, we're going to go with Kevin Burkhardt. That's who we're going to go with. He's a younger guy. And I think that's what they're looking at. They don't want to bring in Al Michaels for a shitload of money, and then he's walking out the door in a couple of years. So I think what they were looking for is another guy who would be multi-purpose. Hold on. Sorry. I thought the dog
was that Al Michaels calling you?
I thought the dog was
Is Al Michaels actually calling you right now, Jeffrey?
I thought the dog was chewing on my camera thing again.
Oh.
So they, I think that's it. And does Kevin Burkhardt also do baseball?
Yes.
So that's probably what it is. They needed somebody, not that Al couldn't, but as I said, he's getting up there in years and maybe not too thrilled with the idea of running all over the country all the time. So now
he was making $6 million a year in his last contract before he came out. His net worth is over $30 million. Al Michaels is going to be okay.
Al Michaels is going to be more than okay because he's finalized his deal with Amazon. and he's going to be on the Thursday Night Football. And that means he's getting the Joe Buck kind of money from Amazon. And Joe Buck money was a $75 million contract. Whatever happens with Al Michaels, reports are coming out that it is at the same level. So,
wow.
Yeah, because Amazon needs to be credible with what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to subscribe and then watch the live broadcast through their service. And if you just got some chucklehead in there calling the game, you're gonna. But if it's Al Michaels, now it's like it's got legit.
It's true. His name still means a lot, regardless of the age that he's at. He's still doing it at a high level. There really isn't much of a fall off. I mean, he has gotten a little bit sleepier, but that's, I think, him and a little bit of the combination of him and Collinsworth. So I'd like to see them put him with somebody a little bit more lively.
Can we all just join hands and pray for a second? Are you ready?
Sure.
Dear Heavenly Lord, it is our prayer that Chris Collinsworth does not find his way to the Amazon booth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Please, God, hear our cries of anguish. If Chris Collinsworth were to leave NBC, oh, dear Heavenly Father, smite Chris Collinsworth if he even leans towards the door.
You want to smite him? Wow.
Amen.
I mean, now here's
how are
guy.
you not amening? Everybody amen. I didn't hear an amen from that one.
I don't know that I want him smitten.
I don't want him to be anywhere near Al Michaels. I want Al Michaels to have energy again.
Well, I mean, that's one thing.
Me too, but we don't have to smite Chris Collinsworth to stop that from happening.
Oh, good news. My prayers have been answered. Kirk Herbstreit is going to pull double duty with Al Michaels and, of course, do college football for ESPN. So, see, there is a God.
Dude, if I'm Al Michaels and I'm 77 and I have more money than I know what to do with.
You keep saying this.
I'm going away, man.
Not everybody's just in it for the money.
He's 77 years old.
He enjoys his job. So as long as he can do it at a high level, then, the Lord bless him. Because he's also getting seriously paid, man. So that'll be interesting to see how the Thursday Night Football. Now, if they ask me to pay more through Amazon, like if I got to pay for the football fee or something, I'm out. I'll figure out how to steal somebody's password. I don't know what I'll do.
They're going to.
Oh, they better not.
They're going to recoup that money somehow, either by buying sandals or those little clothespins or hair rollers or
Al Michaels fee.
You're going to have to buy something and a large quantity to make up for that Al Michaels fee.
I'll tell you what, I realized that, the prices in Amazon are not the lowest anymore. I used to think everything on Amazon was going to be the best price. And then I started comparing some stuff. Nope. Yeah, if you're complacent, sitting there getting everything off of Amazon, my mama told me you got to shop around. So that's what the song says. So
yes, it does.
So, all right. So now I guess there's a quarterback carousel. I guess there's an announcer carousel. I think that is finally stopped because everybody is now in their places and stuff like that. Keon, you've got a problem. You got a problem over there with the Washington Commanders.
Which problem?
You're just
going to have to identify which one we're talking about.
Sorry, should have been more specific. One of your biggest sponsors is leaving the team, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. They are leaving the Washington Commanders. And if there was a fan...
Why are they dropping?
Dan Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they're dropping because of Snyder?
What more do you need to say? And by the way, they're one of some companies that were targeted by former employees of the Washington football team, if you know what I'm saying. So there is a connection there. And so they're like, we're out. Bye-bye. Good luck. No more Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. No more Bud. I don't know what else they make. What else
I don't. Those are all the things I know that they make.
They make the Bud Light, the Bud Light Platinum. They make they don't make the light beer. They make what is that beer that
urine?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I think of when I think of Buds.
Did they buy Twin Peaks?
Urine?
Did they buy the Twin Peaks? brewery? I think they did. I could be. Fourth Dimension, you need to help me out here. They bought one of the local breweries, and I think it was Twin Peaks.
So you don't have a whole lot of sponsors left there with the Commanders, Keon. I don't know that anybody's left. Who's left? FedEx is like going bye-bye too, right?
Yeah, soon. I know that they don't want their name on the stadium. Because I mean, it's to me, it's just a marketing thing. Like you got a team that's just scandal after scandal. At some point, not all publicity is good publicity. You're just adding your name to a scandal. You pull yourself away from that. You try and distance yourself from that. So to me, that's not really a problem. That's good. If the more sponsors back out, the more pressure that puts on Dan Snyder himself, that he can keep trying to fight this thing by himself. But maybe he might have to move on from the team. Good.
One of the spokesmen from Anheuser-Busch, they were like, well, why, if you're on almost every team in the NFL, why did you jump off the Commanders? And he says, well, 26 is enough. 27 was 20, a lot.
26.
Yeah, 26 teams. That's kind of our sweet spot. You get to 27, and we just don't have to lay people off. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money out there. So I got to go. Hamilton Porter says, don't forget Anheuser-Busch makes Natty Light.
Natty Light, there you go.
And Busch beer.
Busch.
Oh, so that's the Busch and Anheuser-Busch. Gotcha. Scratch Me Because says it was Four Peaks. Twin Peaks is a restaurant. Four Peaks is the brewery you're talking about.
There it is. Thank you.
Scratch Me Because, Rex Terra, Chief Skull, Dick Whiskers, Boogie, all the alcoholics on the show were quick to tell us it was Four Peaks.
Bailing me out. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys out there in the Fourth Dimension.
Well done, Lushes. All right, when we come back, we'll get caught up on the text line, and we got other stuff to talk about before we jump into the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
It's awesome.
I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here.
Good times can be had by all. It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Come and have a turkey leg. The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Dashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Dashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you really have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa, huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
Visiting the Renaissance Festival? Stop by Gold Canyon Golf Resort and enjoy a game of golf. Gold Canyon Golf Resort on Kings Ranch Road, just west of the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Have you ever wondered why eyeglasses cost so much? The eyewear industry has been dominated by a single company that's kept prices artificially high.
Yikes.
Warby Parker was created to change that. They design and produce their own eyewear and then sell it directly to you for a fraction of the price. Warby Parker's high-quality glasses start at just $95. Including your prescription. Try 5 pairs of frames for free. Go to warbyparker.com to pick your 5 frames to try on at home for free. That's warbyparker.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Talked about it was crisp taco yesterday, crunchy taco yesterday, Jeff Go.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if you knew that.
Why would that be on a Monday, not on Taco Tuesday?
That's what I was asking Keon, and he had no good answer.
The only thing was that I could think of was they wanted to give us 2 taco days in a row.
Or just time to plan.
Well, speaking of crunchy tacos and having a Taco Tuesday and everything, did you know that you can really pump up the volume with your bracket and get yourself lots of tacos? I'm talking about giving yourself an instant bonus with your March Madness bracket right now through FanDuel Sportsbook. You get $150 in the bonus site credit if you're a new customer. $150 in instant bonus guaranteed. All you have to do is sign up using promo code Randy1580 and place your first bet of $5 or more, and bang, $150 in site credit is yours. You can also build all sorts of parlays using the money line, the total prop bets, the scoring, the over under. There's so many options for you. You can choose and set up parlays, and you can even use the parlay picker, which they have there on the FanDuel Sportsbook. I use that all the time. I go on there and I drop some money on a parlay because I'm still learning about parlays, how to put it together. And FanDuel has made it so easy that they've got different parlays that you can choose from with the odds of those parlays, and you can take that small investment, maybe it's $5, and turn it into a big payout if that parlay hits. So you've got to get on the FanDuel Sportsbook immediately, if not sooner. Use promo code Randy1580, then place your $5 bet to score $150 in bonus site credit guaranteed. Again, my promo code is Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. You've got to use the first online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days after you receive it. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
So we got the March Madness going here, and we're now getting into the Sweet 16, and people are asking, well, okay, so with your dumbest school wins concept, Jeffrey, if you had Miami versus Iowa State, well, who's dumber? Well, let me just tell you a little story to help you understand. Okay. Here's the headline. Miami spent $350,000 on new park lights. The park closes at sundown.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, yeah, I have Miami on this.
Taking Miami on that one.
Right. Yeah, how about that, though? At first glance, it just seems really stupid, but if you read deeper, it turns out it's kind of mean. They put these solar lights at this park. There's this revamped park. It's at Biscayne Bay, and it's open to the public. Everybody's like, wow, this is really nice. But it closes at sundown. Everybody's got to go home. And then the lights come on. Why? So the homeless people can't go there to sleep.
Hang out there. Yeah.
So, yeah, they're like, it's a resiliency project. I'm like, taking away homeless people's ability to sleep in a park. How's that a resiliency? How's that adding to anything? It's just kind of a dick move by Miami in many ways. But yeah, that first thought, yeah, Miami's dumb.
Why couldn't they have used that $350,000?
Mm-hmm.
And it got that to the homeless charities there, the homeless outreaches there in the Miami area?
Oh, it was a couple $1 million actually. It was just $350,000 that they spent on the lights. It was a couple $1 million to make that park nicer, so everybody could show up and go home by sundown. So it's just the $350,000 was to make it impossible for anyone to sleep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that. It is sort of a bad thing, but
Carrie Lake loved the idea, by the way. He's all over it.
Wow.
So let's get caught up on the text line. We are very, very behind here. Blissful Hayes says maybe Matty Ice will lead the Colts to a Super Bowl victory like Matt Stafford. More likely, though, the Colts go 6-11. Well, that's just you being a jerk. But the truth of the matter is the Colts will have a very nice record. But no, I'm not expecting a Super Bowl. Chief Skull says, I've seen Donnie lose his mind too many times over parlays, so I will never parlay. Radio Ron has, he's had mixed results on it, but he's better at it than anybody I've seen as far as the parlays go. I'm not that brave, And by the way, my little theory of taking $6 and just picking a bunch of different drivers, well, that has not worked for me since the Phoenix Open. So I'm done with that idea. I'm going to try something new. But I don't know if I'm ready for parlays.
You mean drivers or golfers?
Well, it was first it was golfers, and then I used the same technique on drivers, and it's not worked.
Yeah, I tried to warn you about NASCAR,
I know.
especially this season. It is not the season to bet NASCAR this year.
I know that now. Boogie says, I don't know what level of lush this is, but whenever I Google something, it automatically gives me a cocktail recipe for a drink that's named after whatever I'm Googling. Google automatically is like, I know what you're doing. Let me show you the recipe here, drunkie. Yeah, that sounds like you need help. Hamilton Porter says, I would never hit a woman, but that woman in the Renaissance Festival commercial, I swear to God. It's not right, man. It's not right.
That's not what she's like when she's not at a Renaissance festival.
How much you want to bet she is? How much you want to bet she's that person who wears the costume year round? Her coworkers are like, sweet Jesus, she's back. Oh God.
The Renaissance Festival is over.
The Renaissance Festival is over. I swear to God, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit this job. Mr. Wilbur says, yay, Jeffrey's back. We get to talk about our favorite beers. Lone Star Light, making love in a canoe. It's close to water. Wait, what? Oh, like making love in a canoe. Yeah. No, we're not naming our favorite beers. Rex Terra says, at Four Peaks, it's a good beer. The Jet says, those people make Michelob and Ultra. Moist One says, happy birthday, Keon. And Kirk Herbstreit, why not Lou Holtz and Lee Corso and call them the Golden Boys? That actually be an amazing broadcast. Just cringeworthy and hilarious.
For as long as it lasted.
Yeah, I wouldn't sign a long-term contract there.
With Lou Holtz?
Yeah.
That's
Come
so
on
good.
now, guys. This is Lou Holtz, and we're going to go out there, and this is going to be a great game. And you guys can do this, and I just believe it. And listen, when I break down tape all day long. Listen, we can rumble, we can roll, our offense, our defense, our special teams, they're all great.
By the way, I just saw a photograph of Dusty Rhodes. Now I get it. Fed Fan says Amazon's yearly fee is going up to $20 more a year. That's how they're going to pay Al Michaels. Prison Wallet says Amazon's really more about convenience. No, I get that, but if I can get free shipping somewhere cheaper, I'm going to get free shipping somewhere cheaper. Miss Pringle says, not that it matters, but the Dimebags trail 3-1 in the ninth. Are they trying to set the record for most losses in a row during spring training?
Yeah,
another banner to hang if they win that.
It's been another banner day for the Diamondbacks. They signed some no-name pitcher for another year, 1 year, $1 million contract. Oh, joy. Oh, rapture. Wow. We're really going to do something big this year, aren't we?
Well, you beat the Seattle Mariners 9-1 yesterday in the preseason.
It's our first win of the preseason.
Somebody scored on a balk. This is more about the fact that the Mariners sucked that much. at least yesterday.
All I'm going to say is the preseason, and I really don't care. Once it starts counting, you better watch the Mariners. And I'm just for what it's worth, you better watch the damn Mariners.
Well, we may end up watching them all the time if we decide to give up on the Diamondbacks as our team. That might be mine. I don't know. Moist One says, yeah, hey, Davies threw a no-hitter. All right. Senior Wake and Bake says, what do you mean, Jeffrey? You don't enjoy Renaissance meat sticks? Oh! Well, yeah, I really thank you to keep my private life out of this. Boogie says, my favorite beer right now is Church Music by the Shop Beer Company. Amazing beer. There's always that guy. You know what I'm saying? There's always that.
I've had it. Yeah.
Randy's chuckle says, parlays are great. I spent 1 penny. I bet a 10-leg first basket parlay to win $503,000. Of course, I only hit 2 legs, but how much more fun can you have for a penny? We should all do it. Quote an old saying, even a blind Wilbur can find his nuts. You are correct. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, good to have you back in the saddle. I missed you guys all last week. Don't do that to us again. It was very hard to trying to find something else to listen to while in the car. Welcome back. And Boomer Sooner. Yeah. I appreciate that, Boomer Sooner. And we have no control over that. It's March Madness. And we don't want to. I was going to lie and say we can't interrupt that. No, we just don't want to. Scratch Me Because says, if it were up to me, Al Michaels would be joined in the booth, but Jeffrey O'Brien and his sideline reporters, Randy White and Keon Rose.
I don't want to work the sideline.
No, Randy belongs in the booth. Absolutely. If anybody's going to be in the booth with Al, it'd be Randy. I don't mind working the sidelines because can you imagine? I'd probably be the first sideline guy punched by a coach. Or a player, because I'll say something. I'll say something. Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. As long as we're on the subject, it's been asked if baseball, football, and hockey players from the 60s could play today. Randy, do you think NASCAR drivers from the 60s could compete today, especially at a track like COTA, C-O-T-A?
Yeah, that's the Circuit of the Americas. It's a Formula One track, is what it was built for, and it's outside of Austin, Texas. It's the crown jewel of Formula One in the United States. So when they come here, it's a really big deal, especially because it's in Austin. Do I think the guys from the '60s could compete today? I'll say that with 2 words: hell yes.
Well, driving is driving, but there's a lot more to deal with, a lot of multitasking that you didn't have to worry about back in those days.
Driving is still driving. I don't care who you are. And if you're driving a Ford Fairlane from the 1960s and you got to muscle that around the track with absolutely no power steering, you've got to move that car around with no aerodynamics whatsoever. Suspension is what it is. You just kind of bring it in and you set it up and you go as fast as you can. And you've got to drive that car around and it's sliding around. Hell yes. With these cars today, as scientific and as uber engineered as they are with aerodynamics and all the kind of ground effects that hold them down, those guys from the 60s would have an absolute blast driving today. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, as far as all the other sports, you'd have to take those case by case. Some yes, some no. It just depends. And people can learn.
And some of it position by position.
Sure.
There are some things that I think like quarterbacks from back in the day would love to throw the ball 40 times a game with the rules the way they are now. Mm-hmm. Where, maybe if you're a defensive player from back in the day and you can't touch anybody, you're not going to have as much fun.
Big George says that he has breaking news that will make you upset, Randy, but we're not going to talk about it right now because we're running up against the clock. But he's talking about some new rules that have been agreed to by the Major League Baseball's Players Association and Major League Baseball, a slew of changes from the 22 season. This is coming from Joel Sherman of the New York Post. Well, I have time to maybe fill you in. I guess we can discuss it after the break. But it says the most notable of the tweaks include expanding rosters for April, reinstallation of the automatic runner on second in extra inning situations, and the Ohtani rule. The implementation of the universal DH has led to the creation of so-called Ohtani rule. Essentially, if the starting pitcher is used as the team's DH, then they'll be allowed to remain in the game as a hitter once their day on the mound has ended. In so many words, Ohtani won't have to throw 9 innings in order to take their at-bats in the 9th inning and beyond.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen, and it's probably okay. Since I have to swallow the United the universal DH rule. I guess I'll have to take that. But the automatic runner is, I can't say it on the radio. I'm glad we're leaving now. I can't say it. I need a few minutes to curse it out.
Go have a drink, curse it out, and we'll talk about that rule when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Protect yourself against upsets this March with Bracket Parlay Insurance on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Hi, Randy here from the Daily Blender. And right now, all customers can get up to $25 back each day if your parlay of 3 legs or more falls 1 leg short. Parlays are great because you can turn a small bet into a big payoff. Are you new to FanDuel? Just sign up with promo code Randy1580. Then you can bet the bracket all tournament long. Again, that promo code is Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. If exactly 1 leg loses, refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. NCAA Tournament SBK wager required. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text Next Step to 53342.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit CBIalliance.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room on his birthday. Why didn't you ask for your birthday off?
I need the hours.
Oh, I'm just saying. I took your birthday off yesterday. So that's what I was celebrating without you. We got the fourth dimension on the text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And before the break, Big George clued us in on some of these new rules that were agreed upon by Major League Baseball and the Players Association.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that really stuck out in Randy's brain, which I knew would immediately, was the reinstallation of the automatic runner on second in extra innings situations.
Yeah, but before I get to that, I want to go back to this Ohtani rule and thinking this through. If a guy is a position player, it doesn't matter what it is. If he's a position player and he's in the lineup, and
reverse
he is,
cowboy,
no,
which
a position, no, a baseball position.
Well,
not,
you weren't very clear there. So.
Okay, so he's a baseball player out in the field playing the baseball position. Okay. All right. We clear now?
Yeah, we're fine. No, crystal clear. I mean, I don't know why you're being
okay.
weird about it.
Well, there's an obvious reason. All right. Anyway, and you take him out of the game. Guess what? The guy no longer is in the lineup. Now, if Shohei Ohtani or another pitcher is in the game and he's listed as a DH, then he remains in the game. Now, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's acceptable. If you have a guy, instead of Mike Trout's playing center field, he comes out of the game. Guess what? Mike Trout's no longer in your lineup. No longer in your lineup. So when the stupid commissioner and the stupid owners can explain that one to me and quit dilly messing around with my game, maybe I can understand it. But just to get Shohei Ohtani more ABs in a season, I think it's ridiculous and stupid. And second thing
that's what the people want.
No, it's not. But the second thing is this: the automatic runner on second base is the most ridiculous, stupid, childish, dumb, asinine thing I have ever heard of in my entire life. And by the way, I don't think it's going to last past 2022. It is going away, in my opinion, after everything I've read about it. And I just read this article, which was very good, by the way. I read this article, and it will probably not last. And no more 7-inning doubleheader bullcrap. It's going to be 9 innings. Okay.
Yeah.
A Major League Baseball game is 9 innings. You want to play 2 in one day? That's 18 innings of baseball. Deal.
Here. I'm all for it. Absolutely right. Big George says, trust me, Randy, I'm with you. They told us a couple of weeks ago when they agreed to the new CBA that the runner on second base and extra innings thing was going away. And then they agreed this rule change as part of the Major League Baseball health and safety protocols.
Yeah.
My health and safety is at risk with the return of the ghost runner and extra innings. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, and I was just reading this thing, and it looks like it's only happening this season, Big George. I think it looks like it's going away after 2022. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. But the Ohtani thing, I think it's completely unfair and stupid. And you already know my thoughts on the ghost runner on second base. Ridiculous. It doesn't speed the game up, and it's just absolutely asinine.
It's got to be a better way. Now, there's a bunch of ways people are trying to figure out overtime in the NFL. My Colts have made a suggestion. I think the Ravens have made a suggestion. Slight tweaks that they have against, the current setup, but and they're looking at trying to make it more like college football. So you might end up seeing some changes on that overtime rule. But boy, I got to tell you, this runner on second was probably the worst choice you could have come up with to try to end a game fast. I hate it too, man.
Well, I was watching a game, and right now in the preseason, they are trying out some new technology. We were talking about it yesterday. The Yankees have a sealed letter from the Major League Baseball front office. The commissioner sent it to him on his findings on a potential scandal going on with the New York Yankees back in 2017, stealing signs. Okay.
Oh,
so it's going to be
surprised.
It's going to be unsealed, and there's going to be all sorts of things happening in that realm. But baseball has been working on technology between the catcher and the pitcher. And it's this new technology. It's a wrist guard, and the catcher uses it, and he presses a button for the pitch that he wants, and then he presses another button that signals the location that he wants, and then there are a couple of different variations to that. Location, the type of pitch, and there was something else. Anyway,
and then of course here comes Houston or the Yankees saying, I want to introduce one of our new assistant coaches, Vlad. Is place for me get Wi-Fi. I need to hack this new equipment for pitcher catcher. It would take me 5 minutes. We'll have these signs.
Well, that could happen, but they were using it in the game. Now, this to me is an efficient use of time and technology. But a ghost runner on second is stupid. Hey, come on, man. That's what we played in the street when we were playing ball in the street. All right, ghost runner on second because we didn't have enough guys.
Yeah, you just didn't have enough players. Yeah.
Right? So you get a hit. You go, okay, that guy got on. That's a single. He's on first. Ghost runner on first.
Hey, I've already hacked the signs. You want to know signs? I got signs.
I don't think he would be Russian. They're a little busy right now.
No. Brace yourself, kids. The more things happen, the more likely we're going to get completely hit with Russian cyber attacks.
Okay.
Mr. Pringle says, preach it, Brother Randy. Fish Tank says, number one, God, I hate the Ghost Runner on second. Number two, today's my niece's birthday as well. Do you know her, Keon? No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. No. She's 11, so happy birthday, Keon.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Chief Skull, just being a wise ass, says, breaking news, the Indianapolis Colts have just traded Matt Ryan and a 5th-round pick to the Commandos for Carson Wentz. Guess they had remorse about their breakup and they wanted him back.
That would be the worst situation for both teams. I just can't imagine.
What are you talking about? It'd be great for you. You telling me you wouldn't want Matt Ryan over Carson Wentz?
I mean, I would short term, but the whole look, I'm not sold on the Carson Wentz thing. But the whole point of Carson Wentz is if you can get anything good out of him,
well,
he's still what 28, 29 years old. If you get something good out of Matt Ryan, it's great. But we're not a Super Bowl team, so we just have Matt Ryan now.
I mean, Baker Mayfield's got nothing to do right now, right?
I'm so glad he didn't end up on the Colts.
I just feel like Washington kind of
that's what I've been
jumped the gun really hard.
I've been heckling Boogie saying, hey, if you're lucky, you'll get Baker Mayfield on the Detroit Lions. Then you won't be last. So then of course you want to be last if you're the Lions, so you can
where does Baker Mayfield end up?
I keep hearing Seattle.
Yeah, you know what? His stock has plummeted. Nobody seems to want him.
I mean,
you mean the Jets or the Giants?
Well, the Jets have Zach Wilson here too, so that they still don't know what they've got there. The Giants somehow love Daniel Jones still. I don't know why. And look, the Texans were basically like, look, we're giving you Deshaun Watson, keep the change. I don't know, like if they don't want him, who could want him?
Here's my theory. Some of these teams are mediocreizing. Going ahead and riding they're riding with certain quarterbacks. It makes it look like they're making a half of an effort when they really are just happy to see a losing season. So it doesn't look like they're tanking on purpose, but they're in a better position to get some better draft picks next year when it's going to really count if you're looking for a quarterback.
That's literally what the Lions are doing. They're just rolling with Jared Goff because look, we believe in Goff and we can fix him. They don't care. They're trying to get Bryce Young in 2023.
When I heard the Browns had traded for Deshaun Watson, even with all these civil suits, for these 22 women, I thought, well, there's an interesting way to celebrate Women's History Month. I just probably was not probably the best move. Of course, now the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center has reported a surge in donations after the Deshaun Watson trade was announced. And I'm thinking, do you really think that is the surge? You really think that he's going to really think rapes are going to go up because he's in town? Or I mean, I'm not really understanding that, but it's part of a greater protest, and I absolutely understand why they'd be upset about it. And have they said what he is? I know they've said sexual assault, but have they said that it has gone elevated to rape status, or you know what I'm saying?
I had not heard that.
I hadn't heard that either. Just that sexual assault is mostly what's been alleged.
And then they didn't prosecute him on that, which could just be dirty dealings, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I just, you know what? Oh God, you want a player like Deshaun Watson, but you don't want a person like Deshaun Watson. And that's got to be a tough spot to be in. And I don't know if I would sell my soul for some W's. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd feel good about that at all if I were a Cleveland Browns fan. But since none of them exist, I don't think anybody who listens to this radio station and show is a Cleveland Browns fan. I can't ask anybody how they feel about it.
Easy. Dr. Maxter.
Oh, that's right.
Cleveland Browns fan.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Dr. Maxter, how do you feel about your rapist?
Keep in mind, he's a dentist. He has lots of instruments, and I have to go see him in September. So
Sorry. So
Make your life worse. Sorry
about the rapist. So now, of course, the Texans are getting 6 picks. There's a tweak in their trade, and I guess they get 6 picks, and they get a 2024 6th rounder, which but still, a lot of picks are heading the way of the Texans for this whole Deshaun Watson thing. What I thought was funny is that the Colts had to give the Falcons like a 3rd round pick or something for Matt Ryan. Was it enough that we took on the contract? Wasn't that enough?
Well, no, because they still have to pay the dead cap hit.
That's their problem.
That might be their problem, but that's what they're going to want that in compensation if you're going to get Matt Ryan from.
I love that Kirk Cousins is still on the Colts. I mean, on the Vikings. I love that he's still there.
Where can he go?
Donnie and Cheese Skull and all these guys have been hacking me on the Colts. And now they're just sitting there going, why is this bimbo still here? There's Cheese Skull. It says, I wouldn't mind the Vikings trading Kirk Cousins to the Seahags and signing Baker Mayfield, which would free up cap rooms and give them time to draft a decent quarterback. Mediocrizing right there. It's a new term I just came up with moments ago, but I think it fits. Mediocrizing. Just
birth of a word here on the Daily Blender.
Just trying to subtly get yourself some better draft picks. Just the Tip says, Ghost Runner, this changes the fabric of the game. I wish the Ghost Runner were a racehorse. Then I'd like okay. Yeah, gonna move right over here. Moist One says, doesn't Jared Goff look like Jack Del Rio? Don't you see a lot of Jack in Goff?
That's a classic voice joke.
Raven Kid says Davis Mills is better than Baker Mayfield. That's why they didn't want Baker, and he's also a lot cheaper.
Well, Baker's still on the rookie deal, though. But yeah, you're gonna have to worry about will you pay Baker? But like the high watermark of Baker, the first season of Baker where he actually played really well. It's weird that teams look at that and it doesn't mean anything, because people will look at the 2017 of Carson Wentz and go, yeah, we can make that happen again. Like a lot of quarterbacks that get one good season, usually that one good season gives you a lot of room to try again. Like Cam Newton had one MVP season. He's been riding that for the rest of his career. Baker doesn't even get to ride the one good season he had.
I have a question. Yeah. Where's Cam Newton right now?
Nowhere.
Yeah,
he's out of work.
He's a free agent.
He's trying on some silky scarves. I think that's all he's
probably. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Massive hats with a feather in it.
Grandma, no, it's Cam. Boogie says Baker Mayfield's not going to the Detroit Lions. Jeffrey, it would be Christmas. It'd be Christmas if it did happen. He says, I heard the Vikings are going to go give Kirk Cousins a 5-year, $200 million extension, and I'm here for that contract. That's going to be a very solid extension, solidifying a critical position for Minnesota. Big George is still on the Ghost Runner. Says, the logic behind the runner on second in extra innings is to shorten games and reduce workload placed on pitchers. Yeah. There were a couple of games last year that still went 15, 16, 17 innings. So that's horse hockey.
Yeah, it proved itself to be the most stupid thing that a baseball commission and commissioner has ever done to this game. It is the dumbest, stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my. Who the hell is running the MLB? Is it a 7-year-old who's playing with a stick and a tennis ball with his buddy across the street? Give me a break.
And by the way, horse hockey is called polo, just so you know. 888-368-1580. Chief Skull says, I heard Boogie was still drunk. Well, it's just kind of a constant.
Isn't that known by everyone?
When you're an alcoholic, there's no reason for the word still.
Yeah, right? And rooting for Detroit just does that to you.
Being if somebody says, I'm a Detroit Lion fan, ask them, have you been to a meeting lately? Hefty Lefty says, what's worse, the Ghost Runner or Ghost Rider with Nick Cage? Ghost Rider with Nick Cage.
Ghost Runner.
No, Ghost Runner. Ghost Rider with Nick Cage.
I mean, Ghost Rider was really bad.
Have you seen the movie?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, one is a movie and one is absolute absurdity.
If I did the whole Malcolm McDowell in Clockwork Orange, where we wired your eyeballs open and made you watch Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage, you would suddenly love the Ghost Runner. because seriously, you don't want to see that movie.
No, I'll watch that movie long before I accept this stupid Ghost Runner. Please.
What is that new movie with Nicolas Cage called where he plays himself? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent or something.
Yeah.
It's like he's parodying himself, and it actually looks good. I mean, it's probably still horrible, but it actually looks good.
Well, it's just playing into all the things that Nicolas Cage does really well, which is just overdo everything to 100%. So if you just let him be himself, then he can't overdo himself. He is himself. It's kind of genius how they got that to work.
And the guy that played the Mandalorian plays like this guy in the movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I hope it's as good as it looks in the trailer.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was actually very impressed.
Boogie says, I'm not drunk. I'm a drunk. Okay. I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholics go to meetings. I'm just a drunk. All right. Well, thanks for that clarification, but you didn't even need to tell us. I mean, we know you're an alcoholic. Hey, by the way, with Matt Ryan coming to the Colts, Darius Leonard went on the Twitters and he says, hey, well, now we got Matt Ryan. Well, how about get Julio Jones over here? Darius, shut up. You're on the defense. Let the offense worry about the offense. We don't want Julio Jones. Do we, Keon? We don't want Julio Jones.
Well, only because he's not been able to stay healthy the last couple of years, but just in terms of the talent, he's good.
Well, yeah, so is Anthony Davis, but I need a guy who's going to be on the field every game. You know what I'm saying? I don't need people in street clothes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the last couple of years, it's been really hard to watch with him because he is incredibly talented and gifted when he's healthy.
It'll be interesting to see what Indianapolis does in this draft because they only have 2 picks.
Yeah, and so they better be wide receivers. That's the only thing I can think of because you need to take some pressure off of T.Y. Hilton and you need to take advantage of the flood of wide receivers that will be available. Problem is we don't even have a pick until the second round. So
there might still be a good one there.
Yeah.
You're rolling dice a little bit more, but there's some talk that Treylon Burks could find himself in the second round, and that's a guy that everybody thought originally would be a top 10 pick. So, I mean, there's going to be guys that are going to fall to where the Colts are if they like one of them.
If you look at it, Chris Ballard has a way of working things. He could trade up. He could take some of the surplus talent that the Colts have in certain position areas and try to trade up in the draft to get some more marquee wide receivers. But listen, I trust Chris Ballard still. And now he has clearly taken the reins. And Frank Reich, just sit down, shut up, pray to God, be glad you have a job. Okay, let the grown-ups handle this now, and that's exactly what had to happen. Imagine what could have happened if the grown-ups had worked it before Phil Rivers. Before Matt Ryan. Could have been better. I'm gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go because I still like Frank Reich.
Because with the Phil Rivers thing, at least he got to the playoffs. With Carson Wentz, that was something he vouched for so hard. And then he was at the end of the season in the office with Jim Irsay going, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that Carson Wentz was good.
Do not need more sorries. I need more W's. Senior Wake and Bake says negotiating for Watson. Here's Cleveland. Did you do it? No. Welcome to Cleveland. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got more texts to go and more NFL football to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
It's awesome.
I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here.
Good times can be had by all.
It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Come and have a turkey leg. The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Dashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines. Dashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Come out here and you'll have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa, huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
It's the final 2 weekends of Renaissance Festival revelry. Don't miss your chance to go back in time at the Arizona Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Have you ever wondered why eyeglasses cost so much? The eyewear industry has been dominated by a single company that's kept prices artificially high.
Yikes.
Warby Parker was created to change that. They design and produce their own eyewear and then sell it directly to you for a fraction of the price. Warby Parker's high-quality glasses start at just $95, including your prescription. Try 5 pairs of frames for free. Go to warbyparker.com to pick your 5 frames to try on at home for free. That's warbyparker.com.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Arizona Rattlers football.
Exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Tune in to hear every home game live.
Let's go, boys.
Don't miss a second of all the high-paced action as the Rattlers chase another world championship.
Hey, if we're going to win, it's going to be on us.
Rattlers football on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Or streaming live at 1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 Fanatic. We are your home for March Madness, which means we got your Sweet 16 action on Thursday and Friday. Of course, we can do 8 on Saturday and Sunday. Of course, we have a unique way of doing this. Our friends at Westwood One, it's kind of like the red zone, that sort of thing. And what they do is they take all 4 games that are going to be played on Thursday night, and they'll bounce around from game to game, sort of highlighting the best of the play or the most, tense moments in the closest games, that sort of thing. But on Thursday, it's Arkansas versus Gonzaga, Michigan versus Villanova, Texas Tech versus Duke, and then Houston versus Screw Arizona. So that is what's happening on Thursday night. Now, you're saying, well, this is going to be really weird. Well, it's not going to be as weird as it sounds because at first you'll have the first 2 games kind of mishmashing back and forth. And then later you got the other 2 games. There'll be only a short period of time where everything is bouncing around between 4 games. So if it sounds like, listen, I'm not going to tell you, you'll have to listen because it's kind of like when MRN does the NASCAR races and they go from correspondent to correspondent to correspondent all the way around the track and they seem to do it seamlessly. It's the same thing they do at Westwood One when it comes to the NCAA basketball. So trust me, tune it in, take a listen here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let's get back to the text line, get caught up. Robert in Surprise says, DeMarcus Robinson's going to sign with the Raiders, former wide receiver for the Chiefs, 1-year deal. Do you think the Raiders need another wide receiver? Well, they got Devontae Adams, DeMarcus Robinson. Do you feel like they need another receiver? I mean, who they still have from the old crew?
Well, not much because obviously I'm blanking on his name right now, but he got involved in the drunk driving accident. Henry Ruggs, that's who it was. And they had another receiver involved in another altercation that got him out. So they're going to probably need to do some more work at wide receiver. But obviously, once you've got the box checked on number 1 with Devontae Adams, it's a whole lot easier to find receivers 2 and 3.
They still have Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, says Robert.
And yeah, and Renfrow, there you go. Renfrow is obviously going to be number 2 and get all that underneath Yak. Boy, that's going to be a fun year watching him. He'll be in that Cooper Cup kind of spot there.
Usually when I get Yak, it's after eating Chipotle. Mars Bars 805 says, happy Taco Tuesday, guys. Let's go Duke, he says. And he'd like an 805, please. And go Raiders. You know, I hope I have some tacos tonight. I'd like some tacos for Taco Tuesday. I never know if I'm going to get tacos on the Taco Tuesday. My wife doesn't like to be told what to do. by the calendar or anything else. So I get the tacos when she damn well feels like it, unless I go out and get the tacos, which I'm happy to go out and get the tacos. It's just, I can make the tacos. I can make tacos. I know how to make tacos. Of course, I'm doing this, so I can't make tacos. I'd like some tacos, please. 888-368-1580.
Wonder what's on your mind.
That was a very long route to go to ask for some tacos.
I'm probably not going to get them. Hathy Laffy says Julio would just be another T.Y. Hilton at this point in his career. Yeah, it's a good point.
Well, he's bigger than T.Y. So Julio's slower now than he used to be, but he's still gigantic. And so you throw up a 50-50 ball, it's more like a 70-30 in favor of Julio when he goes up to get it. Like, he still has that ability.
And that's what Raven Kid is saying. Julio Jones could teach Michael Pittman how to catch them jump balls.
Yeah, because they're about the same size. And then you have a kind of heir apparent for when Julio gets to be ineffective, then you've got Michael Pittman sort of taking that mantle up.
Raven Kid says that Mel Kiper mocking Drake London fourth to the Jets when he isn't even the top wide receiver in the draft is a joke to him. If you think that's a joke, Raven Kid, have you seen Mel Kiper's hair? Really don't take him very seriously. Floppy Bumper says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Just got back into town after working down in beautiful Argentina. No gold this time, but it is damn great to hear your voices. Good to see you, Floppy Bumper, and I felt bad. I don't know when this was. February 4th, you sent over a picture of your little girl there who graduated to the front seat, and I didn't see that text right away just to say, oh, she's a lovely child, and it was good to see you too. So I wondered where you went, and good to have you back safe and sound here in the US of A, Floppy Bumper. See, Keon, Floppy Bumper, he's a geologist. He gets down in those mines. I don't know exactly what he does, but it's manly as hell, and it's dangerous. And I guess he helps find stuff underground. I don't know. Do you remember, Randy? It's cool though.
He finds stuff underground.
Yeah, that's what he does. He helps the miners mine.
Yeah.
That is damn cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he rides in really large vehicles, giant dump trucks and earth movers, things like that.
Which he has told us we would not be allowed to drive, but he would take us on a tour.
So we're kind of thinking we're not going to go to tour.
Well, we're not going to Argentina.
Well, I think we should go to Argentina. I mean, what's better, a Globe Miami or Argentina? I say Argentina.
We might find some of the last old Nazis down there.
Right?
Pew, pew, take them out.
There we go.
We
could go spelunking.
Spelunking.
Yeah,
and
spelunking.
Nazi killing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, all right. So next time you go, Floppy Bumper, you mineral explorer, you better have us come along with you. Because we can take care of two things at once. We can kill two stones with one bird.
Yes. What?
Jag Dog says, happy 40th birthday, Keon. Rand Dog, I would like to buy Keon 40 shots, please, and a crown on the rocks. Well,
joke's on you. You're just giving me 8 extra shots, but thanks.
Yeah, and Keon doesn't really drink the alcohol, so there's no reason to pour those, Randy. Just,
not well. No.
Well, I mean, his money is good. I mean,
well, but he can't drink the shots.
What?
He can't drink the shot. He's not going to drink them.
6 o'clock, he can.
Well, he doesn't want to drink all these shots. He's not a drinker.
I might run out of glassware here.
It's probably better just to let him.
How many do I have?
Damn it!
Now I've lost count.
Well, hold on. Just let him drink them to order, because you and I can drink what you've already poured, but let the birthday boy decide on his own how many shots he's going to drink.
To drink 2 or 3 and then just be done. Because
I
mean, we'll spank his ass 32 times next time we see him.
Ooh, we're gonna get to spank Keon's ass.
Yeah, unless I get a letter from HR or something.
Yeah, you don't have to, or you could skip that totally if you'd like.
Would
not offend me at all.
The last guy would have loved it.
Yeah.
So
I heard.
Chief Skull says Detroit Lions just signed Jared Goff to a Major League Baseball-like contract, 10 years, $400 million, and he only has to play half the time.
Huh?
I don't feel like that's real. Ukla says, haha, radio pal. Matt Ryan, can you say 28-3?
I mean, that hurts Falcons
that
fans
wasn't
more
the Colts.
than
Hefty Lefty says tacos, 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 burrito. Kiss the Cook says happy birthversary, Keon, and happy Taco Tuesday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
The tip says Boogie raises a very interesting point of conversation. With that said, Randy, could I get 6 Gus and Brew shots, please and thank you? I don't know when Boogie brought up a interesting point of conversation.
I do with all this it's taking up all my bar space here.
I don't believe you. Senior Wake and Bake says, note to Keon, brown liquor does it quicker. Yeah, I don't think he's looking to get drunk, guys. I think he's just looking to have a nice birthday. So,
yeah.
So remember I said mediocreizing your team?
Yes.
Falcons.
That's a Jeffreyism for tanking.
The Falcons are absolutely mediocreizing. They're like, we don't want Marcus Mariota for 1 year. We want him for 2. They signed him to a 2-year deal yesterday.
Well, because if you draft a quarterback of the future and he's not ready to go, you still got Marcus Mariota the year after, and you can still stink the year after and get a nice weapon for the quarterback that you drafted.
And Blank is like, here's the deal. There's going to be a lot of quarterback sneaks. We're going to be okay.
Well, because Marcus Mariota can throw. I mean, he was the quarterback at Oregon, and he was incredibly accurate. My problem with Marcus Mariota has always been he's too tentative with the football. He sees a guy that's maybe not as open as he'd like, and he doesn't throw it. But he's got the arm to do it.
Well, I got to say, if you were right and he still could throw, they probably would have used him a little bit more in some of the situations where he'd been in as a backup, because there were times they could have used him, but they decided not to. That tells you something. They don't trust him enough to throw the ball.
Well, he wasn't used very often because Derek Carr was pretty durable last year. Didn't miss a bunch of time. I think he missed a game.
There were other teams.
Yeah. I don't know. Marcus Mariota played his full rookie contract at Tennessee. We all saw what he could do. It's okay. It's very average.
And then he didn't. Boogie says, all my points are good and interesting. No, they're not. Ukla Mock says, do you get Stone Cold and iced tea in the deal? Good for saving money on those Tide cold pods? Okay, why don't you sit the next one out, Ukla?
I know some joke about the Tide Pod commercial with Matt Ryan, the cold call thing. But
there you go.
I still feel like the way that it was worded didn't make very much sense.
Now I understand. Thank you for deciphering stupid text. 888-368-1580. So Drew Locke, and when I first saw the headline, I was just like, what happened? It said Drew Locke switching to number 2 with the Seahawks. I'm like, now he's the backup? No, he's just going to wear the number 2.
Gotcha. I couldn't have told you what number he was wearing before.
Yeah, zero idea, and neither did I care. And it's not over yet. I would be shocked if Drew Locke is the starting quarterback for the Seahawks. And in fact, what they should have said was, well, let's talk about that a few months later. Let's put a pin in that before you choose a number that someone else, you might want to sleep on it. Yeah, because they're probably going to need the number for somebody better than Drew Locke, you would hope. Speaking of better than Drew Locke, which, of course, Drew Locke doesn't want the number 10, but Jimmy Garoppolo, what do we make of the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is still treading water in this landscape? You know what I'm saying? And now the word is that they've been offered 2 second-round picks, and there have been other offers on the table. And the San Francisco has actually offered Jimmy Garoppolo a little something to stay. So what do we make of all this? I mean, people are saying, oh, he's going to the Colts. Well, now he's not going to the Colts. So is it got to be the Panthers? Is it going to be the Jets? I mean, what are you guys thinking of or is he going to stay there? What's going on with Garoppolo?
My guess is Garoppolo probably stays. I don't think that San Francisco's in a rush to get rid of him. They could probably still use him. If they want to move on to Trey Lance, he's a good backup. If they want to let Trey Lance cook a little bit longer, then you've got Jimmy G as a starter. And there are a bunch of teams I just think that look at the amount of money that Jimmy's being paid, and that's why they're not moving on him, because I think he's a perfectly fine quarterback. He's perfectly serviceable, but not at the money, which is going to be north of $20 million a year that he's got left on his contract.
You know why Garoppolo is not jumping on the offer that the 49ers are giving him? You know why he's not saying, hey, I kind of like that trade offer right there. Here's why. It's all about the guaranteed money. He will probably stay with the 49ers, but the thing that would lure him away is the most guaranteed money. He just had shoulder surgery. So there's a question mark for him as much as there is for any team taking him. So if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo or his agent, I'm saying let's get the most guaranteed money. That's our best insurance policy here. That's why I think that he's paused on accepting John Lynch's offer.
I just hope they haven't overplayed their hand, because like a bunch of teams now are looking at the draft, even this draft, to maybe potentially get a quarterback.
That's desperate.
But it's cheaper. You're going to get a guy that's a rookie guy. And again, if you look at some of these players in this draft, there are certainly things that teams like. You like the deep ball accuracy of a Sam Howell. You like the athleticism and upside of a Malik Willis. You like the accuracy and pocket presence of a Kenny Pickett. There are things there that each of these guys have that a coach might look at and say, I'd rather have this on a rookie deal than $22 million a year, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But the talent level is really not quarterback of the future talent level right now coming out of the draft, right?
It depends on the system the guy finds themselves in. I don't think that there's an obvious guy, but some guy in this draft is going to emerge as somebody that's going to stick around for a while. It's just, do you have the right skill set going to the right team with the right roster around him?
Well, one of the guys you had sort of had your eye on, maybe for the Washington Commandos, was Kenny Pickett. And when he went and they measured his hand during the combine, people, ooh, that's a small hand. He's got a small hand. In fact, hearing about it, we all went out and measured our hands to see what kind of quarterback hand we could have. But he has, I don't know, he went to a chiropractor. He went to a palm reader. He went to Madge.
He went to a hand stretching specialist.
Soaked in the palm olive, did everything that he could. And now his hand measures 8 5/8 inches. So not bad that his 8.5 inch hand is now 8 5/8. So if he keeps it up, he'll have 9 inches in his hand. But let me rephrase that. His hand will be bigger by the time the draft comes around.
Right.
I don't even think that they should use that as a measurement. I remember we talked about it the first time, and Keon mentioned that, fumbling. Guys with smaller hands are more prone to the fumbling. What maybe they should do is also test hand strength. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hand strength. How much grip can you have? A little gription on that ball.
And there are tools that test that. I mean, it wouldn't be hard at all.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, there's I don't know. It's sort of like there's a grip strengthening tool that you can use, where you just it's got a spring and you push against it, but there are tools that actually it'll have the number, so some people can test their grip. I don't know exactly what the thing's called off the top of my head, but it exists. It wouldn't be hard for the NFL to invest in it and find it and use it.
Not a bad metric for the smaller of hands, maybe. I don't know. Hitting the nuts, I thought the same thing. We got to go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about draft stuff, but also a shload of NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Many NFL football teams have done one thing in particular to separate them from other teams. There was one team that was the first to come out with the no-huddle offense. Name that team. The answer coming up on the Daily Sports Quiz.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the NFL team that was the first with the no-huddle offense. Maybe you guessed the Dallas Cowboys or perhaps the Vikings. Nope. The answer, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, the first with the no-huddle offense. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And join me 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday as we discuss all the home teams. Spring training is underway, gearing up for the start of the season. Lots of signings, I'll get you updated. Cardinals and NFL offseason, Coyotes and NHL news, and Suns updates. We'll take a left turn and look at NASCAR, all the headlines from around the country. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
1580 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. It is Taco Tuesday as we are rolling through the afternoon. I want to tell you, sometimes it's a bit scary to do betting, to do something that you're not really familiar to do. And I understand you work hard for your money and you want to make the most for your money, but what if I could tell you that you could get a return on your money that would be like a bonus just for opening up a FanDuel Sportsbook account and depositing $10 and then making a $5 bet? What if I tell you the Sportsbook will give you $150 instant bonus guaranteed? Well, it is true. You will get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do, place your first bet of $5 or more. Now, there's a lot of things you can bet on. Perhaps you have been following our Phoenix Suns. They've been on a historic run here this season. They've got so much to prove after that loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, and they are going through the NBA sort of like Grace through a Christmas goose, if you know what I mean. And you can take advantage of that and throw a couple of dollars here and there on your Phoenix Suns. You can even build parlays, and FanDuel makes it easy for you to do. I've made parlays, and I'm about as smart as a rock when it comes to betting. But I've been able to jump in and have some fun betting on my FanDuel Sportsbook. And it's easy to get. It's secure. It's safe. And there's a bunch of ways that you can enjoy building your own bets on the FanDuel Sportsbook. And especially with this $150 instant bonus guaranteed, man, you can't go wrong here. Join FanDuel today with promo code Randy1580. Then you can place your $5 bet to score $150 bonus site credit guaranteed. Again, that's promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Remember, 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, or text to next step to 53342.
We have a newish texter here on the text line.
Newish?
Says second time texting, no texter name, love the show. And he's right. He has not texted since 2019 in October.
Wow.
He said
Wow.
Houston 6, Washington 5. No idea what it was about. But he says, have you read the current leaders of the NCAA pool? I didn't read the leaders on there, but I have it handy. And he says, well, I'm asking for a friend. My 13-year-old son, Drew Reddy, made the picks for my bracket, and he wants to hear his name on the radio. We will not say the name Drew Reddy on this radio station.
Yeah, we're obligated not to say Drew Reddy on the radio.
After what Drew Reddy did the last time, you think you can come around here and get us to say his name on the radio like it's a good thing?
There is that, but then Drew Reddy did apologize. Remember, he did apologize.
What? I didn't feel like Drew Reddy's apology was all that sincere, Randy.
Well,
you felt that too.
It made you a little misty. If you remember back now, Jeffrey, just take a moment when Drew Reddy apologized. You got a little misty.
No, I didn't. The sun was in my eyes, and you know it. You know damn well.
I think you got. It was not the sun. We were indoors.
I feel like we would need another apology from Drew Reddy for us to talk about Drew Reddy.
I don't know if Drew Reddy is ready to apologize again. I mean, after what you said to him when he apologized the last time.
Well, because I didn't believe he was sincere. And by the way, Drew Reddy making the picks for your bracket might disqualify you.
Oh, that would be bad. That would come on now, Jeffrey. Come on.
We talked about this before about Drew Reddy. I ain't taking no crap from Drew Reddy.
I think that you should allow this. This would be the right thing, the manly thing to do.
Cards
voice.
After
all, it's Drew Reddy.
Jim Barnett, the guy, third down. He's like, Drew Reddy. Yeah, you got the Cardinals voice saying it for you there, buddy. By the way, Drew Reddy and his father are tied for first place with Joe Rusk right now on the NCAA tournament thing there. Randy White is right there solidly at number 3.
It won't last long, trust me.
And there's a bunch of guys tied for 4th and a bunch of guys. Well, there's a couple guys for 4th, but a bunch of guys tied for 6th, along with Ralph and I. And Keon, well,
I'm 90.
Happy birthday, Keon.
This is a not so happy birthday. This is my problem. I love the NCAA tournament. It is my favorite sporting event. But whether or not my birthday goes well or not usually depends on how the bracket's going.
No kidding.
It's not going well.
I don't know. I'm still a little bit upset with Drew Reddy.
Well, I could see why, but he did apologize. Drew Reddy is good.
I don't know. All right. Drew Reddy wants to make it to 14. I think he needs to apologize.
Well, you know those 13-year-olds.
Yeah, I know. 888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says Drew Locke was number 3 for Denver. That's why some fans were excited that they didn't have to buy a new jersey for Wilson. They just need to buy new nameplates. Can you do that? Can you do
really?
That?
Are they really that cheap up there in Denver?
But
are they really?
Just buy another jersey.
No,
or don't buy a Drew Locke jersey.
I mean, I'm with you. First off, there's not that many Drew Locke jerseys probably out there. But if you did spend the $100, I don't blame you for getting another piece of cloth to go over the top of the old one or sit there and unstitch. I don't know if it's stitched in. If it's printed in, I guess it's not. I guess it's easy enough to do. It's cheaper than a new jersey. No, I'm with you, Hefty. I'm with you.
I get it. Is Drew Locke your quarterback of the future? There are other Seahawks you could get jerseys of. I'm surely get a Rashad Penny jersey.
See, I want to get my. I have a Cardinals jersey that my son got me years ago.
Yeah,
and my favorite player on the Cardinals at that time was Darrell Washington. Well, we all know the demise that he met.
Yeah,
and but I like this jersey, and I want to get a different nameplate and put my name on there.
Just put it on a hanger until they draft another guy named Washington.
It's right here in my studio office. It's right, but I got to go get a new nameplate and put my name on there.
I think we need to buy you just a new jersey.
But I like this jersey. It's like a game on. It's like an author. What do you call it? An authentic game jersey.
I'd like to buy you an undersized Kyler Murray jersey.
I don't want Little Caesar.
I just think it'd be funny.
I don't want him.
Okay. Boomer Sooner
It would
says,
be funny though. I could go to the game and I could chant Little Caesar at him wearing his jersey and my belly all hanging out from under. That would be pretty good. Hey, Little Caesar, you got enough money?
Boomer Sooner says, "Hey guys, you see Malik Willis was on his pro day today. This guy is a stud. I mean, he's built like a brick house, can hum the football. His last throw in front of a packed sideline was like a 65-yard bomb in stride for a touchdown.
Effortless. I mean, he flicked his wrist and the ball was 60 yards downfield.
It reminded me of the way that Aaron Rodgers throws. It was very effortless.
Okay, there's one.
As far as the physical tools go, I mean, he's still raw, but if you could get that to work, man, there's some coach and general manager looking at Malik Willis right now. I'd be shocked if he wasn't the first quarterback taken.
Speaking of people being looked at, Deion Sanders has come out, and I kind of have a problem with this. He's saying the NFL has been overlooking HBCUs in the draft, historically black colleges and universities, if I'm saying the acronym right. And I don't know, is that factual, Keon? Because I don't feel like the NFL would leave any stone unturned trying to find the best talent that they can for their teams, for their product, whether it's the coaches, the scouts, or whatnot. And I feel like he's just almost trying to make people have to come watch his school, or else you're racist. You know what I'm saying? Help me out here. Is he correct in this assumption?
I think in previous years he was correct. Not that they were ignoring it, but it was just so easy to look at, the Alabamas, and a lot of the HBCUs are in the South, and it's just sort of easy to just look at all the SEC schools and even some of the Southern Conference schools and just overlook the talent there. I don't think that anybody was doing it maybe intentionally, but that's what ended up happening. But I thought that the league made a really big step forward. This year, they actually had the HBCU Combine, where they had a lot of the HBCU athletes come out and do the same drills that we had the athletes from the bigger schools doing. But maybe we did miss something. Maybe we did overlook this guy that can run a 4.3, or look how good this guy's hands are, or, this person's benching this, and you can go back and look at the film and see if the traits match up with the skills that are displayed at the combines. I think they've been trying to fix that in the last handful of years, and at least kind of turn the corner on it.
And that's fair enough that they're trying to fix that. But then Deion Sanders continues and says, my desire is 7 to 10 players this year drafted from his team. And then we'll try to double that. And then the sky's the limit. Sounds like you're just trying to get more eyes on your players,
Jackson State
and your team, and not really caring about HBCUs and then inequities of attention.
I got to tell you, I disagree with this because I'm looking on the NFL.com website right now, and I searched NFL players drafted from historically black colleges and universities. And, here's just a few that came up. Everson Walls from Grambling State, Steve McNair, Doug Williams.
Great Doug Williams, yeah.
Robert Mathis. Let's see, Ed Too Tall Jones. You might remember him. Let's see, Robert Brazil, Nate Newton, who was a great Cowboy player. Aeneas Williams played for the Cardinals. Michael Strahan, Harry Carson, a great linebacker from the Giants. Shannon Sharp is on there. Rayfield Wright, Bob Hayes. There are so many. Larry Little. I mean, there's so many throughout the years here. Mel Blount, L.C. Greenwood. I would have to disagree. I'm sorry. Art Shell.
Just because some people made their way to the NFL doesn't mean there has been adequate attention paid the HBCUs. My question is what is the true motivation of Deion Sanders in this?
I think it is largely Deion. He's done a phenomenal job at Jackson State so far, and it's in large part because of stuff like this, where he does point out some of the inequities in the NCAA, for instance, so when it comes to how HBCUs are treated, but it seems to be aimed towards making Deion's life a little bit easier. And then not necessarily that he's paying attention to what's going on at Grambling State or Howard or some of these other HBCUs that are out there. They kind of get the light shown on them in the process, so it helps to a degree, but Deion is doing this for Deion. I have no doubt about that.
Mr. Wilbur says, wait, what? Malik Willis is a brick house? What is he, a player or a cheerleader? It doesn't always have to mean that, Wilbur.
It just means that he's built very solidly as a person.
Brandy's chuckle says, speaking of Dion, can Neon Keon do the college dance party early before the games on Thursday? Well, we're going to do the college basketball dance party, not just on Thursday, but also on Friday. There you go. Fed Fans says this is about Deion Sanders and nothing else. He'll get looked upon as a great coach if his players get drafted, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, again, I don't want to take away from the message that that's why I wanted to ask,
Yeah, because the thing when Deion says stuff like this, there is a nugget of truth in there. It's not like he's just making it up. But he doesn't seem to do anything for the other HBCUs. It just seems to always make Jackson State better, which, interesting.
That's what they're paying him for, I guess. Raven Kid says Malik Willis is cool and all that, but as long as he doesn't go to the Steelers, he'll be okay. Why?
AFC North rivalry?
Oh, right. Yeah. Good point. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
Hubba, hubba, huzzah!
Great shopping, a giant crafts market. Your favorite shows.
Be ready to have a great time and don't be afraid to participate.
Huzzah! Just night.
Huzzah!
Silly fun for the entire family.
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival.
Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable.
You will adore the Renaissance Festival.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or online at arizona.breakfastinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Visiting the Renaissance Festival? Stop by Gold Canyon Golf Resort and enjoy a game of golf. Gold Canyon Golf Resort on Kings Ranch Road, just west of the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up. Starts your day and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose celebrating a birthday in the control room, and you guys or on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Slave Dave says, whoa, Keon, did I hear right? Your birthday. Pour yourself a drink of your choice. And hey, why don't I have one too? My birthday is tomorrow. Hey, happy birthday, Slave Dave.
Happy birthday and thank you.
Big George says, hey, how many people are actually going to be heading to the Renaissance Festival? And then thinking, you know what I need after spending all day out in the hot Arizona sun in my toga? How about 18 rounds of golf at the Gold Canyon Mortuary Golf Course?
Let's play 18. Hey, I've got this Knights uniform on, this coat of arms I've got going here. Why don't I play 18 holes?
Just hold my shield.
The Renaissance Festival it's worth doing at least once. Hefty
Really?
Lefty says, if you ask a local high school who they use for their varsity jerseys, they could probably point you towards a fabric place that'll make and replace the nameplate for you, Randy. Shouldn't be more than like $20.
You would think. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that info. I appreciate that.
Cowboy Sparky says, okay, I can't read that. It's a little out of context. Should I read it out of context text?
Sure.
If she works on it, I could probably get it to 9 inches.
Mm.
We were talking about hand measurements.
Mm-hmm.
Hand measurements. Hitting the nuts says Pickett did what Kyler Murray did. He used one of those medieval torture stretching devices, gave him 3 inches of height, but Pickett only got an 1/8 inch of hand size right there. Out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his agent should call Kyler's agent, and then he'll have like 12-inch hands. That's yeah. Fish Tank says Dolphins have officially signed offensive tackle Taron Armstead. We were dying to get the line help, and we get what some folks are saying was the best tackle in the game. Upgrades in the offseason for the Dolphins to a B rating for me. Pretty stoked.
And the Cardinals remain dormant today.
Well, they did a bunch of stuff early on, and then it got quiet. I mean, how much more do they need?
What do they do?
What do
they
you
got
need
rid
them
of
to do?
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, see?
They signed an aged linebacker again.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
What else have they done?
A+ Steve Kine.
Jordan Hicks gone. He was just he was just one of the leading tacklers on the team. That's all. Let's get rid of him. We don't want him around.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to talk about this right now. Because Randy's about to get mad.
We're not talking about the Cardinals or Ghost Runners. That's what we're not talking about.
Yeah. If you want to hear the thoughts on that, you can listen to the last hour on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make sure the kids are not in the room.
Senior Wagenbake says, Jeffrey, like I said, all these moves that your team made, and you're still hemorrhaging. Niners are so stacked. So step back. Go Niners.
Yeah, they're stacked. Mm-hmm.
He actually means that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Keon, look it up for me. We're playing is the Colts play 49ers this year?
I don't think the new schedules come out.
Yeah.
The schedule's not out, but they usually have the list of opponents. They just don't have in what order.
Can you check that, please?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I really want that. Kiss the Cook says the Renaissance Fair is not the same without Dead Bob. Yeah, I guess I haven't been there enough to know who you're talking about, but I imagine other people do.
He died, so
seems like you always had an issue. Mr. Wilbur says, Randy, here's a suggestion. Add a few pounds onto the frame of yours and just take off the washing, leave the ton, and there you go. Boom. There you go, New Jersey. The hell is he talking about?
I don't know. To change the subject, though, you do not play the Niners this year.
Damn
That's
it.
too bad. It's too bad.
Fish Tank says the Niners won't even win their division.
I think the Cardinals played the Niners twice last year, and we beat them both times.
Yeah.
Did we not?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. So
Yeah.
It's very delightful.
Fed Fan says, I love throwing axes at the Renaissance Festival. The guy running the stand looked at me and said, are you sure you want to do this? The axe is very heavy. I said, stand back and don't ever question my strength again.
And proceeded to throw it at him.
Yeah, that was not smart of that guy right there. So, all right, we've been talking about all these changes with the NFL and where everybody is, where everybody's going. And I wanted to talk about some of the free agents that were left, but, I like to go shopping, and I don't know, maybe we'll wait a segment. Maybe Randy will be in a better mind space to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and maybe have him offer some shopping ideas in free agency.
You hear that gurgling sound? You hear that? That's the Cardinals drowning.
Okay.
They're trying to clear cap space so they can pay old little Caesar.
How are they doing for draft picks this year? They're probably not great. They did pretty.
Kyle never does good in the draft. You kidding me? I mean, Kyler Murray was a no-brainer. How do you screw that one up?
Well, the best free agent left out there is now gone, as we've mentioned. Teron Armstead is.
You think we would pick him up? No.
All right, let's go. Let's do. You know what? I'm just going to do this now because maybe I can get you in a better mood later. All right.
All right.
So shopping with the remaining free agents out there, and these are probably the best ones left. Do you need a cornerback for the Cardinals? Stephon Gilmore is available.
Maybe.
What do you say, Keon? Is that somebody your Washington Commandos could use?
I mean, yeah. we could always use help in the secondary. Good Lord. Could we afford him now? No, it's all going to Carson Wentz. But we could use help. It's gonna have to be drafted.
If every one of our teams is really paying a lot for their quarterback right now. I think the Colts still have some money left, though.
Well, we're not yet, but we will soon. Yeah.
How about Bobby Wagner? Could you use the Bobby Wagner?
Yes. But we don't sign quality linebackers. We wait till they're really old and have gone through like 7 teams.
Yeah.
And then we bring them.
So he's still too young for the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What do you say to Bobby Wagner for your Commandos there? Again, the money?
Again, the money, but Bobby Wagner would be a welcome addition. We need help at linebacker. And at 11, I would like them to take a wide receiver, but they might end up drafting a guy.
Raven Kidd, that was the next one on the list. He says, any chance the Cardinals bringing back Honey Badger? Tyrann Mathieu is out there on the free market.
You know, that's a good question. I was just thinking about that the other day because, he's a free agent and he's really old. So why not?
Nobody likes him. That's why. Nobody likes him. He's a jerk.
We signed Ezekiel Turner. That's the old codger I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
Now we signed him. We signed Nick Vigil today, linebacker
to a 1-year deal.
Who's that? I've never heard of
Nick Vigil.
You can keep saying it. I've never heard of him. Where'd he come from?
We've made a move for long snapper Aaron Brewer. We signed him.
There you go. So you're never going to need. No, you will. Punting, a lot of punting. So Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger. How about on the Commandos there? Him, I think you could get for a little less money.
Yeah, we might actually be able to afford him. And I know that they did rework some contracts to make some space. Might actually be able to afford Tyrann Mathieu. I'd be open to it personally. Okay. They brought back Troy Apke at safety, and everybody in Washington knows that was a disaster the first time around.
Akeem Hicks, Randy, defensive end coming out of Chicago. He just had a Pro Bowl season back in 2018. He's 32 years old, so still a little bit young for Steve Keim's liking. But what do you say to a little Akeem Hicks?
Well, I mean, we released Jordan Hicks. Why not bring in Akeem and let him see what he can do? I mean, God, I am so frustrated with the card. Yeah. Why not?
Jadeveon Clowney, anyone?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And thank you.
You're not going to get the sack numbers you really love, but the quarterback pressures and the ability to break up plays and cause quarterbacks to have to improvise, he still does that really well.
And you probably wouldn't have to pay him that much, right?
Probably. You might have to pay him a decent amount, but you wouldn't have to pay him that long. He seems to like to be on the 1-year deals where he just shows up and whoever's the highest bidder that year, he goes right there.
Well, because he also knows he's, got a couple of bad years behind him. In 2020, he didn't have a sack. In 2021, he had 9. He had some tackles and some quarterback hits, but it has not been playing at a big money level, if you ask me.
Yeah, and that's the thing is he wants a big long-term deal, but he's noticed he's never been the high sack total guy. He was in college. He hasn't been in the pros. And so he's just writing the fact that, look, I get to the quarterback and I disrupt plays and I cause problems. Who would like this for a year? And he's found a way to live with that.
Yeah.
Well, you got Terran Armstead getting a $75 million deal out of the Dolphins. What can Dwayne Brown expect coming out of Seattle? He's a left tackle. Not easy to find a good left tackle these days. He's 36 years old, but he's pretty skilled at his position. How about a little help on the offensive line, guys?
He's going to find a suitor somewhere that's willing to pay, I think, maybe the 50 mil, 60 mil, because I mean, we saw what
for 36-year-old.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty steep.
Like it seems pretty steep, but you look at what Trent Williams got
Not guaranteed money
out of San Francisco, and he's beyond 30. Andrew Whitworth was being paid pretty handsomely with the Rams. Like, if you can still play left tackle because of how hard it is to find, they'll pay you. They'll pay it if they think that you can make it, because we've seen left tackles lately make it to 40 and still keep their level of play at a good enough quality. He's going to be paid pretty well, I think.
All right. How about Rob Gronkowski? Now, I've been quiet as a shopper for my Colts, but I don't think I don't know. I'll let you guys go first. I'm kind of on the fence on Rob Gronkowski. Well, you don't need him, Randy, because you got Zach Ertz already wrapped up.
Zach Ertz and Max Williams, we lined him up too. So
how about for your Commandos there, Keon?
I actually think we're good on tight end. We our starting tight end last year was injured, but a couple of guys, John Bates was one of them, popped up that we drafted last year. Didn't expect him to be that good. John Bates, shockingly good at tight end. So I think that they kind of found a couple of guys that they can rotate with it. And with Gronk and his injury history, I just don't know that Washington would probably make that move.
Yeah, injury history. He's also aging out. And I think the only place that makes sense for him is for a guy who can read his mind, which is a very short pamphlet. But still, Tom Brady staying with the Bucs, the only place Gronkowski should be is there with him playing. But I'd kind of toy around with the idea of having him on the Colts. Why? Because we lost one of our tight ends. We just re-signed Mo Alley Cox, which is something that made me almost physically ill when I heard. He has moments, but he's not the guy. And so Rob Gronkowski, there's just not enough time to get the chemistry going you would have with, say, a Tom Brady, or maybe, like he says, he runs, he slants, he gets open. I'm sure Matt Ryan can handle that. Should I want Rob Gronkowski?
I would. Sure.
Sure,
why not?
And the Colts need receivers, I think.
I thought you were going to say jersey sales.
I mean, if that's important to them too. But they need receivers for Matt Ryan to throw the ball to, and he's a big, giant target. You can't miss him.
Random texter says, whoever pays the money for Rob Gronkowski is going to be too much because you're not going to get a full year out of him. That is a concern right there. All right. So how about head case? Odell Beckham Jr.
No, thank you.
He seems to be playing at a higher level. He seems to have, sort of gotten past things. Of course, he's also got that injury going there at the end of the year where he missed the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I don't want him around, but he's upped his game. Well, at least he did with the Rams. Keon, you got any interest in picking up an Odell Beckham Jr. for your Commandos?
Not really. I think when he's in a situation where it's good and
easy.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a good locker room situation and a good culture, perfect place for him to be. Washington's got a lot of stuff to iron out culture wise. So I just don't think that's a great fit. And then of course the draft's just so deep at wide receiver. I'd rather draft one of the young guys.
So I don't know that he'd work out with the Colts very well. Randy already said nay. Where do you think someone like OBJ fits?
Probably back to LA, but if not that, he could fit. Where's a good place with
the Raiders? Maybe,
possibly the Raiders. He'd have to take less money, but if he's open to that, that could be a good spot. The teams where the quarterback I think has been there a while and it's solid.
I got it. He would fit the Buccaneers.
He could, yeah. I mean, he just take the Antonio Brown role. He's less crazy than Antonio Brown.
And they don't know when Godwin's coming back. So even Godwin says, I don't know when I'm coming back. So it might be a good idea for Odell Beckham Jr. to find his way over to the Buccaneers. And listen, he just was on a Super Bowl winning team. He missed that game, but still his mindset he's going to want to only be on a serious contender. And anytime Tom Brady is still your quarterback, you're a serious contender. So that's the one I would keep an eye out for, seeing if he finds his way on the Buccaneers. Outside of that, the Chiefs, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe the Chiefs. I mean, they're the one team I see. I think that just, they don't seem to care about any of the history or the other stuff. They'll just take a chance on a guy just because they're the Chiefs. If it doesn't work out, we'll just kick you out the door.
So the last guy on the shopping list for free agency, Derek Barnett, defensive end for the Eagles. Didn't do great last year, but he, former first round pick. He had more penalties than sacks, but I think there's still a lot of potential there. And maybe a guy you could take a chance on and not pay too much. How about Derek Barnett for the Arizona Cardinals, Randy?
Well, I mean, I could see it happening, but he'd have to up his, his discipline game. He'd have to play a disciplined role on this team. We can't. We were one of the most flagged teams in the NFL last season, and so we can't have a guy up there who's getting in trouble all the time. But certainly a younger guy, a former first-round draft pick, somebody that's got the talent and the tools. If you get him with the right coach, who knows? Maybe he has a breakthrough season and he can do some damage. And in the NFC West, it's all about getting to the quarterbacks, man. It's all about stopping the offense of the other team. So I would take a chance on him, seeing that we let Chandler Jones just go for no reason. Just let him walk. We just didn't want to pay him. I
don't think Randy's ever going to stop being bitter about that. Keon, Commandos, what do you say?
Yeah, no, they're much thinner on the defensive line than they were at the beginning of all of this. Again, because Carson Wentz is taking a lot of the money. They had to let Tim Settle go, who was a guy that wasn't getting a ton of snaps, but when he played, he was awesome. Mm-hmm. So I hope he makes the best of the opportunity he's got now. And they had to cut Matt Ioannidis, a guy that I really liked. On that defensive line. I thought it was very productive when he was healthy. So, you take a chance on a Derek Barnett. He's very talented. I saw him when he played at the University of Tennessee, and he's had some good seasons in Philadelphia since then. Last season being his worst season. So I think that might actually be the outlier season. I don't know that he's necessarily a bad football player.
Yeah, Fed Fan says, who are these players the Cardinals are signing? Are they former Canadian football players? Randy would be so lucky.
I looked up Nick Vigil, and the face that came up, I've never seen that face before. I don't know who this is.
We got him though. Just like, you suckers missed out on him.
He was with the Vikings before.
Oh, there we go.
I have no idea.
Yes,
jealous. We better go to break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Arizona basketball continues to have the third best odds to win the national title of this year. They pay out at plus 650 on the money line. The only teams with better odds at Gonzaga at plus 240 and Kansas at plus 500. Behind Arizona, you've got Purdue at plus 800, Houston at plus 850, Villanova at plus 1300. Arizona will play their Sweet 16 game coming up on Thursday night, the final game of the day. That'll be played in San Antonio when they match up against Houston. Arizona favored by 1.5 over under 145.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And join me 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday as we discuss all the home teams. Spring training is underway, gearing up for the start of the season. Lots of signings, I'll get you updated. Cardinals and NFL offseason, Coyotes and NHL news, and Suns updates. We'll take a left turn and look at NASCAR, all the headlines from around the country. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
8 presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown rider.
Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked out.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, the ABA, and this station.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage Team. 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is your exclusive home for the 6-time world champion Indoor Football League's Arizona Rattlers.
All right, listen up.
Tune in to The Fanatic for all the fast-paced, hard-hitting action. Listen as the Rattlers work toward the playoffs and their 7th world championship in team history.
Let's keep it going.
Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh dear. Anybody have any business in South Carolina anytime soon?
No, I'll be visiting North Carolina here in April.
Okay. Stay out of South Carolina just in case.
Okay, what's happening there?
They've brought back firing squad executions there.
What?
Yes. They're like, it's not enough to electrocute a guy. We want to shoot him too. Yeah, they brought it back. You know, they're just going to start shooting people. Well, it's a thing where they built this chamber and there's a metal chair where you sit there and you face a wall, and then the wall has a rectangular opening, and 3 shooters can just take out a guy. That's not, if I want a firing squad, I want like 10 guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to stand there too in front of a wooden post. I don't want to sit in a damn chair.
Smoking a cigarette with a blindfold on.
That's right. If I'm going to go down that way, I want to do it old school. I don't want 3 guys just pew, pew. I want it for real.
Well, Miss Kim and I are flying into Greenville, South Carolina, so we will try to make our way out of there quietly and quickly.
Yes, quietly is the operative word there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you do no murders?
I won't.
It's amazing. It's death by firing. Seriously, if I was unjustly committed to death row there, let's say, but I had no choice. I had to all right, I got to accept it. I'm on death row. Nobody believes me. I didn't do it, but whatever. Wouldn't you want the choice? Wouldn't you want the choice of firing squad?
Go down like a guy.
Damn right. It's going to hurt.
I mean,
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go outright, hell yeah. If I gotta go, I don't want to go. But if I gotta go, hold on a second. Dog, don't chew on that. He's trying to chew on the coax cable in the wall.
Oh boy.
Do you need a hobby? I mean, can I tell you something?
It seems like he's got one already. It's chewing on stuff you don't want him to chew on.
He goes through waves of like he stops doing stuff and you think, okay, we're past that, and then no, you're not. He dug some serious holes over the weekend.
Oh boy.
But he's still a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, except for he gave me a look. Yeah, he comes walking in, and I look over. I'm like, oh, he's got a Klingon. You know what I mean? He's got a little something stuck to the butt.
Something hanging back there.
Stuck to the butt for there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I grab a paper towel, and I come up behind him, and I grab his tail, and just go, Foom, and I got to get that thing. The look he gave me.
Do I know you?
Excuse me, sir. That's inappropriate. You have to ask me first. And he just gave me that. Then he sat and he went over and curled up in a butt, just looked at me like, the hell is this guy's name?
Keep my eye on that one.
Oh my God. 888-368-1580. Let's get caught up on the text line and keep talking. I'm not going to ask you any more questions about free agents or the Cardinals. I'm going to let that just sort of simmer.
No, we've had our fill of aged players. I mean, we're happy. We're all stocked up, ready to go.
So, all right. I didn't get to hear what you guys said about it yesterday, but the honest response, Matt Ryan going to Mike Holtz, good thing, bad thing.
I think both Kian and I both said it was it's a pretty good deal. I mean, we're going to get to see what Matt Ryan does. He's a field general. He's got lots of experience. Yeah, he's older. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people want to make it out to be. I think if he has the opportunity and he's got the, he's got the targets and he has the offensive line now that could protect him, give him a little time. I think this could be really good for the Colts, as a bridge until you get, your forever quarterback in there.
I just don't think at this stage in Matt Ryan's career, he's the guy that can elevate a squad, but he doesn't have to elevate the squad. The squad's already here. They're basically handing him the keys to the car and saying, don't crash the car.
Mm-hmm.
And
Carson Wentz crashed the car.
Carson Wentz crashed the car.
He
very much did. And the thing with Matt Ryan is the last time that we saw him have an MVP type season or a Super Bowl, at least a Super Bowl visiting season, he had a team with a running game and wide receivers and an offensive line and a defense. So I'm not saying you're going to get MVP Matt Ryan, but you're going to get better Matt Ryan than you got a year ago. And that guy was running for his life.
Yeah.
I feel at peace with this. I'm okay with this, even though I know it's probably not going to be a Super Bowl. I just want to know if I was being delusional about feeling like, okay, we'll probably get to the playoffs. Maybe we luck out and get a win, but that'll be about it. I mean, that's kind of what I see here. I'm not even going to talk about how many wins, how many losses. I'm pretty sure we're going to get into the playoffs and we might even win a game. Is that delusional? Or do I need to set my sights a little lower?
No, that's very reasonable because you're going to be playing the AFC South. You're going to be playing a schedule where you're going up against all the second place teams from the other divisions that you're going to be playing. So you're not playing the best quarterbacks. You'll be playing the second best quarterbacks. And that defense is really damn good. You make the playoffs and get a matchup that favors you. You can win a game, maybe two.
All right. So I feel now like I did have a good handle on that because I hate to be delusional because you know how hard it is to get me happy about my Colts. Randy has seen it year in and year out where he's been like, my God, look at your team. And I've been like, yeah, but wait. And then I give a prediction on how many wins, how many losses. And I think I've been right every time, Randy.
You've been, if not right, been very close. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I feel at peace with this. So I'm looking forward to having a good season. I hope.
I mean, depending on how it goes, and if Matt Ryan stays healthy and the rest of the team stays healthy, I could see this team doing, 12-5.
Yeah, I'd say that's about possible. I'm going to go 11-6, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. Don't want to jinx it either.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Raven Kid says Matt Ryan is a definite upgrade over Carson Wentz. This is the first time he's had a good O-line since his playoff run. Michael Pittman is thanking the gods for this move, and JT, he's going to be better than ever.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Raven Kid knows his stuff. I feel much better now. Now, there's 3 people whose opinions I can respect on this. Mr. Wilbur says, now, Jeffrey, ask Randy the real question. I don't know if this is the real question, but I'll ask it. If Matt Ryan had come to the Cardinals, what would you think about that, Randy?
It's a bad time to ask me anything about Kyler Murray. Bad time.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says Matt Ryan's a good enough piece to compete with the Titans for the division lead. Depending on how the AFC West shakes out, you may need to be division winner to make the playoffs. That is a scary thought, right?
It is, but you look at the AFC West, 3 of those teams are going in. If they play up to the level that we think they're going to play at, 3 of those teams are in.
Hefty Lefty says, and by the way, I remember correctly, Utah still has firing squads and hanging too. Them Mormons like to keep it old school. It's good to know. So don't screw up in Utah. Wiggy McPiggy says, Jeffrey, if you want to go out like a man, how about a request for the guillotine? Too French. And it'd be very quick. In fact, that's probably less manly than a firing squad.
But your head would still be very much aware of what's going on for a few more seconds.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So you could like see your body.
You go for a ride, rolling around somewhere. I'll say yes to the guillotine, no bucket. I want to see what I end up with. I'll be very disappointed if I don't get to see something as I go. Hefty Lefty said, thank you for that. Thunder Snow says, Jeffrey, this was my text to open the show yesterday. If Jeffrey were here, he would say Colts GM Chris Ballard's a genius. Yes, I did say that today. He basically traded Carson Wentz for a 3rd round pick and Matt freaking Ryan and the rest of the AFC can suck it. Well, I don't know if I'd say all of that, but
I don't think you said that.
No, I mean, cautiously optimistic, but this is a pretty damn good move. I mean, there's nothing else out there. This is the best we could have done. Raven Kid says, with confidence, I believe 5 out of 7 AFC spots will be from the West and the North. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
That sounds about right. Senior Wake and Bake says all your quarterbacks are equivalent to spoiled milk. No good.
Who said that?
Kyler Murray has had some astounding numbers. What is wrong with him is between the ears. Matt Ryan, boy, he's been fantasy football solid. If he's not been win a lot of games lately, solid. And well, yeah, Keon's got
Carson Wentz.
Right.
Look, the good games of Carson Wentz are going to be real fun.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to those ones where he throws 5 interceptions, but
yeah.
Take the good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah. We all got better, except for Randy's team. We all got better. Good Cat says Matt Ryan to our Colts is a good thing, Jeffrey. We just need a wide receiver 2 and a stud tight end. You are correct, and this is the right draft for at least one of those things. How's the tight end, looking out there coming down in the draft, Keon?
It's okay. That's one of the weaker spots this year too. There are a couple of really good ones, and then it's a crapshoot everywhere else.
Big George says, Randy, I share your bitterness and disappointment with the Arizona Cardinals offseason moves. Very lackluster, and things are not looking good going into the next season. And I would prefer.
Yeah. I was just going to say that's 2 days in a row, George, right? Diamondbacks yesterday and the Cardinals today.
George would prefer hanging as a form of lethal execution, or maybe being dropped into a pit of crocodiles like in Indiana Jones.
No.
That would hurt a lot.
Yeah, no.
Blissful Hayes says, yeah, if you're getting a firing squad, hopefully the shooter's not Dick Cheney. Not only would he miss the target, one of them guys next to him is going to go down.
What are you talking about? He hit you in the first time. Come on.
Didn't he? Is he still alive?
I don't know.
I don't think he's alive. Is he still alive?
I couldn't tell you, but if you give me a shotgun, I could shoot you.
He's still somehow here. Wow. He's 81, but he's here.
He's probably sitting in a room, nothing but.
I live long enough to shoot Jeffrey.
There's a chair. There's a table. There's a cot. He's sitting in a chair with a shotgun, waiting. Come through the door.
Was his face always that
13-inch
smug?
black and white TV?
That ain't smug. That's like I got somebody needs to Photoshop like one of them penguin cigarette holders right there. Yes, he's always in that smoke. Just a tip says, if you want to talk about a team doing the draft and free agency the right way, Coyotes came out of free agency with a couple of prospects, decent goalie, and some team-friendly deals there. Coyotes still have 8 picks in the first 2 rounds of the draft. I love what this dude Armstrong is doing. He has not made a bad move yet.
Tons of picks, and we picked up some good young talent, and we didn't have to give that much up for it. So, yes, I would agree with you. I am excited. Unfortunately, tickets will be hard to come by next year in their 5,000-seat facility out at ASU.
Just a tip goes weird, though, towards the end of the tweet text. He says, also, he looks like John Hamm from Mad Men, and he sounds like Darren Pang. If you know Pang, you know that's a compliment.
The Panger.
That text got weird fast. Fed fan says, Cheney can't shoot, but he did really well at making millions off of being vice president. Bala 51 just simply says, the Raiders.
Sneaky good, sneaky quiet this year. I anticipate them to be surprising good.
Kiss the Cook says, a firing squad of 10, they only have 2 shooters, a primary and a secondary. I want them all to have bullets. If I'm in a firing squad, I want them all to have, yes, everybody gets a bullet. I want this to be a show. Dude, where did his arm go? That was amazing. Random texter says, yes, Jeffrey, I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I got to say, I will be rooting a little bit for your Colts this year. I've been a Matt Ryan fan since he played at Boston College. That's very random, but thank you, random texter. Mr. Pringle says, damn fine, Dick Cheney there, Randy.
Thank you.
Baker Cocky Hen says, do I get to change my name? No. Hefty Lefty says, it's a lowest risk, high reward move for the Colts. Like you said, best move you could have made in this current situation. Blissful A says, will the Coyotes play in the Pac-12 conference?
Come on, man.
That's got to correct me up.
Come on.
Excuse me. Hefty Lefty says, the Coyotes asking other teams, you got any more of them draft picks?
They don't have to ask. The GM here, he's been doing his job. He's been doing good. I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing.
Cowboy Sparky says, I wanted Dallas to get Chandler Jones. No, Jerry Jones wouldn't listen. Ukula Mock says, breaking news, Antonio Bryant to the Colts. It's not true. It's not true, right? And he means Antonio Brown. There's no truth to that.
No.
Been no breaking news, right?
I've seen nothing that looks like that today.
I didn't think so. Blind Monkey says, if I remember right, OBJ played in the Super Bowl, scored a touchdown. He was injured in the Super Bowl. Oh, that's right. He didn't play the rest of the Super Bowl. You're right. That is how he went out. But that's a good way to go out if you're going to go out, though, after you get a touchdown. She Skull says, Jeffrey, the people who are telling you that getting Matt Ryan is a good idea, they're giving you the whole Steve Ballmer right now. He sent me a picture of Steve Ballmer grabbing the thighs of the guy sitting next to him.
And they're trying to move their thighs away. Just stop touching me. And he's grabbing harder. Like you can't get away from Steve Ballmer once he's decided that it's time for an embrace. It's happening. It is
Keon
happening.
Is no Steve Ballmer. Randy a little bit. But Keon, he's not grabbing anybody's thighs. Whatever that is, Randy. Turn it up because we can all hear it. Hell, I'll take the rest of the show off.
I don't know what's happening. I am looking here and I don't know what's happened.
Mr. Pringle says, bigger question, Blissful Hayes. Can the Coyotes compete in the Pac-12 conference? What? Good Cat says, wait, was Randy showing his Dick Cheney? This is getting out of control. Jingle bells, Washington smells, Murray and Ryan laid an egg, says Senior Wake and Bake. Did I have to tell you that was a Senior Wake and Bake text?
You did not. It was immediately apparent.
Yeah.
Thundar the Santa Barbarian says, sorry, Jeffrey, I was just able to log in. How do you feel about your new QB? You got your wish. It's not Carson Wentz. I don't have time. You'll have to go back and listen to the podcast of the show to hear the answer. But good to have you here, Thundar. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Start your bracket with a bang. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving new customers a $150 instant bonus guaranteed. That's right. You'll get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more. How you bet the bracket is up to you. You can choose from the money line, totals, prop bets, and so much more. Join FanDuel today with promo code DALE1580. Then you can place your $5 bet to score $150 in bonus site credit guaranteed. That's promo code DALE1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. Full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. If you love the sports like me, you get annoyed with your team or player. So Progressive's going to help take your mind off your team or that player for a moment. Instead of thinking about how they lost that thing recently, think about Progressive letting you compare our direct rates side by side with competitors to easily find the lowest option. Don't worry, your sports ball team or player will get them next time. Hope this distraction from Progressive about easily comparing rates was helpful to not think about that last game or match or season. I mean, even though I love sports ball.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more.
Or
stream us live anywhere
at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We got your March Madness as it goes. That's right, time for the Sweet 16. That is happening Thursday and Friday night. Of course, then we get the Elite Eight Saturday and Sunday. Sorry, dog just decided that now is a good time to run right between my legs and try to knock me over. It's playtime, not playtime. Listen, the Sweet 16, we've got a unique way of doing stuff. What's going to happen is during the Sweet 16, we're going to be live at the tip-off of all four games each night, and we're going to constantly switch the games around through the night, following the most compelling action, kind of like Red Zone is for the NFL. Well, that's what Westwood One is going to do with the games on Thursday night. So we got Arkansas and Gonzaga, we got Michigan and Villanova, Texas Tech and Duke, and Houston and screw Arizona. That is what is happening on the Thursday. So keep it right here on 1580 The Fanatic for that. 888-368-1580. Let's talk a little more NFL before we start to wrap things up here. Dak Prescott, is he really hoping that the draft is going to bring him some stellar wide receivers? I don't know where the Cowboys are in the draft order right now. I don't have my sheet in front of me. But he says CeeDee Lamb is ready to replace Amari Cooper as the main guy. Well, whether he
believe that.
Whether he is or isn't, he has to, right? I mean,
and he kind of already did. Like he was already taking a lot more of those reps, and Dak seemed to like throwing to him a whole lot more probably because he separates so much more. He's so much faster than Amari Cooper is.
Very speedy. He got 74 passes, 935 yards, 5 touchdowns. And as a rookie, that's what he did as a rookie. I'm sorry. And then he had the last year 79 receptions and 1,100 yards for 6 touchdowns. Why does he get so few touchdowns? That's the thing. If he's one of Dak's favorite targets, is it just Dak's not throwing a whole lot of touchdowns, or where are the touchdowns going when it comes to Dak Prescott?
Kate went a lot to the tight end. The big targets in the red zone are the places Dak likes to go. But between the 20s, just moving the ball down the field, CD just makes that easy because he's like a cheat code. He just finds a way to separate. And when he gets to the soft part of some of those defenses, good luck. I mean, he's too fast. And so that's where a lot of those targets happen. And then you get to the red zone, and CD's size makes it, I think, a little bit harder for Dak to pick him as a target.
Yeah, it's very, if I'm a player, I'm annoyed. If I'm Alvin Kamara, I get annoyed. Here's why. Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees would take care of him in the end zone. Taysom Hill, James Winston would not. What would happen is they check down pass. He's the safety valve. But when it came to the end zone, he got screwed on the deal. And it seems like CeeDee Lamb might be suffering that same fate with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he is. And part of it is that when you're Aaron Rodgers, you can take care of Devontae Adams once you get in there.
Well, he's also Devontae Adams.
He's also Devontae Adams, but CeeDee Lamb is really damn good too. I just think that those guys are freakishly accurate. Drew Brees is another one of those guys, just stupid accurate. The defense is so crunched up in that space, you can't afford to make any mistakes. So you're Jameis Winston. I think the smart thing to do isn't to try and force it to Alvin Kamara. Try and find the open guy. That's what you should do. And I think Dak does that too.
Well, and I think also that Dak has to, there's too many mouths to feed. I mean, let's not forget about Zeke. Zeke wants some carries too. And down in the red zone, I mean, that's where he really eats. So it's real easy to hand the ball off to Zeke and let him go in there and pound the ball into the end zone.
Well, whatever the case, Hefty Lefty says CeeDee Lamb should ask Julio about not getting touchdowns after putting up yards.
Yeah, Julio Jones had a year where he put up, it was something like 1,500 yards or 1,600 yards, 6 touchdowns the entire season. And they were all in the first half of the year. He just couldn't get the ball in the red zone.
Senior Wakenbake says, hey, Randy, Michael Strahan said he'd offer up his services to the Cardinals, not for defense, but just for a place for Murray to hide in his tooth gap so he can cry.
Ha, 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 ha.
Dude, that was actually the most coherent text we've had from Senior Wakenbake today. I actually want to encourage that.
At 5:40, yeah.
Remind me again, Senior Wakenbake, that record against the Cardinals against the 49ers. What was that again?
Emotional damage. I know a lot of people listening are like,
emotional damage.
What the hell is that? Well, the kids are laughing their asses off. 888-368-1580. So Juju Smith-Schuster went to the Chiefs, but now it turns out it wasn't for as much money as people thought. They said it was $10.75 million, but now the news is coming out that the base value is only $3.25 million and 2.5 fully guaranteed at signing. He gets a bonus of $1.5 million for signing and a fully guaranteed base salary of $1 million. That's where the $2.5 million come from. The rest is just a workout bonus, game roster bonus. There's $7.5 million in this deal in incentives. So incentives, not really too worried about making those with Patrick Mahomes thrown to you, right? I mean, did Juju Smith-Schuster make the right decision to base most of his salary on incentives?
Boy, I don't think so. I think he could have gone anywhere else and perhaps stayed with the Steelers and made more money. Don't you, Keon?
I do. I think Juju wants to make a decent amount of money and play for a contender. And, the Chiefs come calling for you and they want you on that squad and you get a chance to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, you're going to take some kind of, this is not really a pay cut, but if the incentives all hit, then you haven't taken a pay cut at all. So it's a risk, but I think that the championship also matters to Juju, and that's why he didn't go back to Pittsburgh or to any of these other teams that definitely would have paid him a ton of money.
Yeah, and I think these incentives are pretty easy too. Like you have to be on the roster on this day, and then you get $1 million. Oh, you have to play in X amount of games,
not
and
that
you get $1
simple.
million. I think it's something like that.
There's more to it than that. $2 million hinge on the Chiefs getting to the AFC Championship, and not all of it is as easy as the workout and show up bonuses. That again, $7.5 million outside of that. So I think he's betting on himself, and I think it's a good bet, and he's picked a good team to do that with. And if he is with them and they win the Super Bowl, and he's a big part of that, this is a guy who's going to command more money later on, right?
Yeah, I would think yes.
It's only a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Yes. So if it doesn't work out, then he can still try and cash in somewhere else because he's still got the reputation of being a guy that has the great hands, the ability to separate. He can go up and get jump balls for you. I like the gamble here because he can still turn that into something else.
Raven Kid says, did Jeffrey really just make a TikTok reference? Now I've seen it all. I'll be honest. I didn't see that on TikTok. I saw that on something on Twitter, which they were probably quoting something, and it just cracked me up. So I can't help it. So
it is funny.
Hefty Lefty says, I had to watch the Bachelor finale with my wife, and the entire time, all I could think was emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh my God, Hefty. That is man card accreditation. Now I know a lot of people are saying, no, it's a man card violation that he's watching that. No, that was at wife point. So he gets accreditation for toughing it out. That's right. That ain't fair. He shouldn't have to have done that, but he did it because he loves her, and that was the right move. All right, let's do this before we run out of time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1959, the Montreal Canadiens forward Dickie Moore set an NHL record for most points in a season with 96. Dickie scored a goal and an assist in a 4-2 win at Madison Square Garden against the New York Rangers. Following Dickie's retirement from hockey in 1968, Dickie became a successful businessman, operating equipment and tool rental business in Montreal.
I bet he did.
Dickie
Especially
Moore.
the tool rental.
Dickie Moore. Are we done naming kids Dick or Dickie?
I think we are.
I hope so, because how do you explain to a kid these days, why are they calling me Dick? Well, your name's Richard. That makes no sense.
Yeah, okay.
It's never made sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I just in my millennial sphere, I don't know anybody named Dick.
And then once you're like, okay, mom and dad call me Dick. All right, but my name is Richard on the birth certificate. And so once you get to a certain age, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go by Rick now.
Yeah.
I knew a kid growing up. The unfortunate thing was, and his parents must have been very cruel, but they named him Richard. His last name was Dick.
Dick. Wow. I had a shop teacher, no lie, Dickie Balls.
What? Okay.
True story. Dickie Balls. Although you were not allowed to call him Dickie. If you said Mr. Balls, and he didn't hear you, he always pretended like he couldn't hear us. We'd say, Dickie. He'd swing around with that angry, furious face. You don't call me that. It's like, it's not our fault. You shouldn't have put that in the yearbook that was your full name, buddy. That's not on us. That's on you. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, in high school, one of our friends was named Richard. We called him Dick on purpose. He had got his girlfriend, and she was so mad at us because we called him Dick all the time. And she would say to his name's Richard. And we'd say, oh, okay, Dick. Okay, thanks, Boomer. What's that, Keon?
One of the pilots in World War II who shot down the most planes, the most Japanese aircraft.
Was an ace. Okay.
His name was Dick Bong.
Dick Bong?
Yeah. And he was a major.
Major Dick Bong?
That's a fact. You can look it up.
Hey, should we talk to the guy? No, that's Major Dick Bong. Wow, that's very specifically rude of you. Guy's a jerk, right? No, he's awesome. But you don't want to bother. He's Major Dick Bong. Hefty Lefty says, that's a great name for your PE teacher. Right up there with my home economics teacher, Mrs. Bake. That is actually
wow.
Perfect. You can't. Some names you just pretty much have chosen your career, though, right?
Yeah.
It got chosen for you. You didn't have a say in the matter at all.
But Dickie Moore.
How about Dickie Moore?
That's what she kept yelling. Dickie Moore. Dickie Moore.
Ooh.
Maybe we should spin the wheel of sports. Let's see what we talk about next. Phil Mickelson, I guess, will not be competing in the Masters. Now, the question is he doing this because he's being kind and considerate, or has he been suspended? Because they have this whole secret suspension thing that they do with the PGA. So is he suspended, or is he laying low so he doesn't get sniped by the Saudi Arabians?
Well, I think he is taking time away from the sport, and there was a lot of outcry about what he said, and he's lost some sponsorship over it. So I think he's doing the right thing. Don't be a distraction. Stay away from the Masters. Take some time off.
Seems like a secret suspension to me because he's 51. It's just
right.
How many more Masters do you have in you?
Doesn't matter.
I don't care if I get banned. I'm going to go to the next golf tournament he's in with a laser pointer, and I'm going to scare the crap out of him. He's going to get down. He'll see the laser kind of work its way up his arm. Oh God! I said I was sorry, and he just runs off to the clubhouse.
Well, the thing, he didn't actually say he was sorry. He just, it was unfortunate what he said.
He'll say he's sorry when the laser pointer hits him. All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Dickie Moore. Dickie Moore.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Huzzah! Weekends now.